Hello, 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 and greetings. Welcome to Natural Havoc. I once again will apologize for my voice because it sounds shot. Yep, that's correct. 2 weeks in a row, probably a lot more, but who knows. Yeah, welcome on in. We are Natural Havoc, a group of streamers and friends that have decided to, share this tale of Veritas with you all. Um, we play the 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons system with a lot of homebrew rules and worlds thrown in. And if if you're enjoying that sort of stuff, just know that we're also experts at the game now. So if we make any mistakes, it shouldn't happen, but it will. I guarantee it. Anyway, let's go round the room and tell the people who we will be playing today and who we are. So Tim, take it away.
Hello, I am Tim and I'll be playing Arcturus again. As always, looking forward for what's going to happen. And yeah, just seeing where everything goes. So let's start some Eagle hype, let's go.
Whoop whoop. And below Tim, Eagle, take it away.
My name's Eagle. Welcome back to session 56. Let's go! I'm so hyped today. Hope you guys are having a great one. Make sure you guys go follow the social, the follows, and the Twitter, the Instagram, the Discord, and follow subscribe to the YouTube. We can watch our previous sessions and one shots. And I'm so excited. I play Andros, the Loxodon Rogue.
Rez, did you want to say something? Because I feel like me and you had the same thought at the same time.
Eagle, did you say something about 50 sex?
I heard 50 Cent.
What?
I was like,
56! Six! The number
Oh.
6! Like the 56th session!
Oh, okay.
At first, I didn't think it was English. Then I thought you were introducing 50 Cent as a guest appearance tonight.
Yeah.
And I got very
50 Cent.
confused.
50 Cent is here with us today, guys. In the
Okay.
chilling.
Well, yeah. Sweet. Thanks, Eagle. And below Eagle, we have Smitty. Smitty, take it away.
Hello, I'm Smitty. I play Maeve, a half-elf druid barbarian, and this is my last session of the year, so a little bit sad, but it's very nice because new year, new Maeve, maybe? I don't know, we'll see.
You didn't do the...
Half-elf druid. You know what? I still don't know what the actual amount is, but I just go by half-elf druid barbarian
I'm
who
so
has
used
a
to you
pet
doing it
called
now.
Socks.
Nice. And to the other side of the screen, we have Rezray. Take it away.
Hello, I'm into having sex. I ain't into making love. It's me, Grinty Cent. There we go. Mate, I had to come up with 50 Cent lyrics on the spot there. Yeah, I'm Grint. I am the Goblin Fighter, the voice of reason in the party, and someone who actually did their downtime, unlike, someone.
Wow. That was some shade right there.
Downtime.
I think that 50 Cent lyric was the worst thing that's happened on this channel so far.
Wait, even worse than
and-
my stuff.
You could see Eagle's face at the surprise of that. That was terrible, but I love
Let's
you.
go,
for trying.
guys! We did it!
I love you for trying, Raz, but that was
We did it!
terrible.
Don't worry, it felt terrible. You should have seen how it felt.
I love Oakham just put 50 Grint in the house. I love it. I love it. And above Rez, we have Zeb. Zeb, take it away.
Yeah, I'm Agent Zeb. I play Erhard Weidestaff, the wild magic sorcerer with fey magic, and Olaf, the raven. I totally planned out a downtime, but I pretty much forgot what it is. So we'll see how that goes in the session.
Well, at least it was planned, I guess. And normally, well, we always have Lan above Zeb, but she will be joining us a little bit later, maybe like an hour or so. And she is obviously playing our resident Diva Warlock. Is that the right way around? Yeah, resident Diva Warlock. Shion Loraniel of Quirin. But yeah, she'll be joining us in like an hour-ish. We'll see. Yeah, and finally, I'm Onion. I do the DM side of things and try and herd cats. you know, I like to see my players as a group of cats that I'm trying to herd into the house at night, you know, when you're trying to lock your houses up. But it's very difficult. Because, you know, there's always one or two that just don't want to come in.
I thought you meant hurt cats, like
Oh,
pain them,
no.
and I was like,
Don't
What?
worry,
No.
don't worry, Kitty Jane, you're safe.
Oh, God.
no,
No.
no,
Rez, stop.
no. She might be a druid, but that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, Res Stray, please stop. Okay, so on that note, why don't we get on into the recap of this week? Sure,
The
let's
Eagle
do that.
Outpour.
The Eagle Outpour. I love it. Okay, no, we're stopping now, please. So, session 55's recap. 55 sessions, guys. That's like kind of nuts. Our session begins
You're
with the
nuts.
party. Thank you. With the party waking up in their chambers after a very political dinner. Most of the party slept in a little, but Andros wanted to get to know Decatha more, the voice in his head that came along with the scarab. He desperately tried to find some sort of common ground with her, but at most corners was rejected. So he went training with the local guard to come back to find Grint looking for booze. The two talked for a while as slowly the rest of the party emerged from their chambers. Maeve told everyone the leads that she had on her father, that he might be possibly on death row. But while all of this was going on, a very drunk Grint opened up to the party and informed them that he had 2 young daughters. While this was all happening, the party eventually simmered down after a little bit of chaos as usual, and they promised to look into both and help whoever they needed, and then quickly returned to the task at hand, which today was to try and investigate the flower, which was locked in a room by Amelia after Arcturus had given her it. So, Maeve tried to magically speak with the flower, but for some reason the magic didn't quite manage to hold on, as it appeared that the flower was maybe dying. Yoshol, during this time, one of the alabaster eyes and a incredible wizard by right, also aided in this endeavor by shielding Maeve's mind while she connected with the plant. She managed to get some answers out of it, but it did seem that it could only give yes or no answers via a pulse. Its information, along with what Yoshol had told them, taught the party that there appeared to be more flowers. Most notably, one that was in the Ironwood, in a pond near the huts of the hags that the party had defeated just a month earlier. It likely caused the corruption that was within the Ironwood, and the party ended up discussing about the possibilities of a network of corruption spreading all over northern Veritas. They heard of a disturbance in Elenasta, and rumours of it even appearing in the winterlands of Kavak. While all of these plants seem to be tied to a different plane of existence, the Shadowfell. Armed with this knowledge, the party left, heading out to do the various tasks that they needed before the Day of Illumination tomorrow. So, you guys have half a day to do whatever you would want to do on this day before the Day of Illumination and its festivities go underway the following day. So is there anything you would like to do in these final few hours before you would be getting ready to rest and that sort of thing? You got half a day. If there's anything you could cram into a half a day, we'll do that. Then we'll go to the festival itself, and then you guys will have your downtime to explore and do the various tasks around the city that you would like. So, we'll lead with you guys, as you are all kind of currently together, but you can wander off on your own whenever you want. What are you guys up to?
Well, Maeve would contact Eliash ahead of time, so it gives her a little bit of time to travel here.
And what would you say to Eliash? What is it that you're relaying to her? Because I believe the last time you messaged her was asking for aid against the sea serpent.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to count it? It's very short.
If it's shorter than
Yeah.
24, just go for it. I'll count.
Yeah. Hey, Eliash, we did it. We're staying in Ithaldor for the Illuminated event. Come over.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you send that message out, and as you do, you receive a message back very shortly afterwards. As she says, Maeve, glad to hear you are well. I need a few more days for my body to rest, and then I'll be there. I'll be in contact.
And I would tell the whole party about that interaction.
Not a problem. Yeah, so after Eliash has informed you that just a few days, she will be with you guys. Anyone else want to do anything throughout this day? You've got like a good 6 or so hours before it starts to get like later.
I would like to have some information from Erhard.
Oh. Okay, so the two of you privately? Should we
Well,
say
no-
you move off?
Yeah,
No?
we can do it privately. We can also. It's just about. I want inquiries about a ritual, specifically to find a familiar.
Okay, yeah. So I'll say that the pair of you at some point within this 6 hours meet up, and yeah, the conversation's brought up. And is this something that Ahad, would you be teaching him the ways that you perform this spell, or would it be more of an insight into how the spell works?
Can I roll like an Arcana check for that? Just for myself to kind of orientate. Do I want to
Sure.
do that or that something? Oh my god. I will just open up my my ritual book and kind of show him where it's written down and help him figure it out.
So as opposed to you kind of taking charge and showing him how you use the magics, you're kind of like, well, this is where I learned it from, and like you show him the book itself and the words and the text written on that book. And I assume, Arcturus, do you spend some time to study it and look at it and see how the magics work for Erhard?
Yeah, exactly. And if ingredients are necessary, and anyone wants to come with me at the market on a later time, I will go to the market to get some ingredients for the ritual to obviously try to summon back Gata.
Awesome.
If he's doing that, I will definitely join him because I will need more incense for the very same ritual.
Okay, perfect. Then you have set a play date to go incense shopping in the future. Awesome. Anyone else wanted to do anything with their later evening and afternoon?
I'd like to go and visit Koilash.
Okay. It definitely takes a little bit of time. Just to find her and eventually get to her. You ask around at a few people, and some people say that they've seen her sighted near the docks, and you just visit a few taverns, and eventually you do pop in and see Koilash within one of the taverns.
Koilash.
Yes?
I mentioned that I had a proposition for you.
You did, yes.
First of all, I'm going to be going on a little bit of a trip, and it seems as though you could make use of somewhere to stay for a little while.
I certainly could. I do intend to stay in Ithaldor for a little while longer, at least.
Well, I have a place that will be empty. It is literally a hole in the ground, but it's very much out the prying eyes of any local officials. Will you also, by any chance, have need of some coin?
When would anyone not?
I'm setting up an advisorship headquarters, so to speak. An office in Ithaldor as I aim to gain knowledge of what's happening in Craddock so that I can properly advise the next ruler whenever that comes around, I need a steward.
You wish for me?
If it would be at all possible.
What on earth what would I do? I've never had a position such as this.
Well, it's a combination of overseeing the day-to-day running, getting together the information. There'll be a team of roughly 9 people that you'll be overseeing, and the position's yours as long as you want it. I know it won't be a permanent thing, but having someone I trust in charge of, for one, a vault of money and other things that belong to me, as well as a building and the information that will be coming in and out. I believe it could also maybe help in your search.
Yes, I think it might. And you're gathering information on Craddock as a whole.
Correct, yes. We'll have a staff of 4 guards, 2 information gatherers, a receptionist, someone to clean, so that won't be your duty, and also a messenger.
And you wish for me to oversee the information that is acquired?
Yes, I'll keep in as regular a contact with you as I can whilst I'm away. We'll also... there are a couple of others that will be involved in a slightly more distant position. Oscar, for one, potentially to take over your role when you're finished with it. And Lady Alantia, if you know the name.
I do
Lady
not.
Alantia Siverin?
Ah, of House Severin, yes. If I am to accept, would your people also be able to inquire about my personal matter?
Absolutely. You're the steward. You would be in charge of overseeing these situations.
You see, like, a softness to her face. She's always had quite, like, a stern, sort of, like, strong woman, like, sort of independence, like, on her. And it's, like, at this moment, you see, like, a slight crack in that, where you see, like, a bit of joy and, like, the softness return to her face. Then I will accept.
Fantastic. Here are the keys to my abode, and I will be... Well, it's the festival tomorrow, but the day after, I'll be looking into the location and interviews.
Very well. Well, I will do all that I can to assist.
Much appreciated. I'll get a round in for us.
Yeah. She would buy a round. She would buy you a round. Yeah, and the pair of you will have a few drinks and have a little bit of a conversation about, you know, what's to come for both of you if this role takes off. Yeah, and we'll jump to somebody else. Is anyone else wanting to do anything with this evening, this afternoon?
Would I have more time out of, or do you mean the play date for the downtime?
Yeah, you've organized that for like a future endeavor,
Yeah.
which will be in like a couple of days or whatever.
Okay.
When you go and search for the ingredients for that. But this evening, you, like I said, you had about 6 hours. You've probably eaten into maybe like 1 or 2 of them total.
I think when we first got to when we first taken on a tour through the city by some nice guard, I think we passed by like the Emerald Library or something like that.
That is correct. Yeah.
I think I would like to go and just have a look what they
Yeah.
have. Potentially maybe something like maps of Craddock or neighboring kingdoms.
Yeah, so what ends up happening is when you get to the Emerald Library, you go in to peruse their books and their wares, but you are immediately stopped at the front desks, as you are asked for a permit and residency of the city itself, with which you clearly don't have. And after an hour or two of speaking with some officials and speaking with the King's Court and trying to get some sort of way to go into those libraries, you do actually acquire passes for you and your troop, the Iron Vortex. So all of you can go, which you divvy out. But yeah, that does take a few hours for you to actually get into motion. But as of then, you are free to frequent the Emerald Library whenever you wish.
Cool.
Awesome.
Then we'll, I guess, preserve that for also the future.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay, well, if anyone else want to do anything the evening? We will roll into day 2 as all of you guys have a few bits that you do with yourselves throughout the day and the night, and we move into the day of the Illuminated. And it's quite funny because the temperature seems to have really risen this day, as there are many townsfolk and town criers that are talking about a heat wave of such hitting Craddock and potentially the rest of northern Veritas. This is quite common in the summer times, this heat wave. It usually does wash over the whole of the continent at different stages. But yeah, anyone that's wearing any heavy armor or medium armor, you start to really build up a sweat. The King's Guard, you can see, unless they're in shaded areas, are struggling if the sun is beaming down on them. But yeah, we are currently hitting the scorching heats of the summer, the dire summer. And yeah, this day also happens to be the day of Illumination. And as you all awake on this fine morning, and you can hear like laughter, merriment, and the cries and cheers of the people in the city, as there seems to be a festival going on from the balconies and windows that you can hear all this from. And looking out, you can see that there are marquee tents, banners, there are kites and all sorts of like various decorations throughout the city of people just enjoying revelry. And today is the day of Illumination, so you guys at one point all gather together after your rest, and I assume you head down towards the day of Illumination to try and celebrate a little bit, to get to grips with it all.
Grint will have gone into the kind of main living space a little before. Well, he would have woken up there actually, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And he's prepared a drink and a shot for everyone to start the day off the only way he knows how.
Any particular drink or a particular shot, or
just
is it like a special bottle of some sort for the day of Illumination, or is it just whatever you could find?
I mean, Grint's gonna call it the Grint Special.
Okay.
It's just alcohol.
It's just any old alcohol.
It's just what he found and mixed together.
I can imagine he takes one off a shelf. He's like, that looks good. Like, pours them
Good
out.
colour
Puts
to
it. Yeah, exactly. Does everyone partake in a Grint special?
Go
Yeah.
for the goblin shot.
Andros
Yeah.
does not.
Andros
Yeah, sure.
doesn't?
Nope. he
Everyone
does
else
not.
does? Okay.
Grint's
Galoin
quite
will
sad
have
that
one.
Andros
Yeah,
doesn't
Galoin
partake.
will have one as well. But yeah, so you guys have a Grint special. Why don't everyone just roll me a Constitution saving throw straight off the bat, as I imagine it would be high alcohol percentage, whatever it is.
Why did not do it?
14.
Okay,
9.
you all pass. You're all good. It's the first drink of the day. You don't get hammered straight off the bat. For Erhard and Arcturus, I'll say there's a bit of a kick, and you're like, oh, it's a bit early for one of those, but yeah, the old man.
I feel like Maeve goes and drinks freaking Andros with a roll like that.
I down it, shrug it off, and just smirk at everyone.
Honestly, Maeve, respect for that. You've been doing that the last couple times.
Yeah, you know,
you
I,
shrug it
I
off.
used to make a lot of fermented fruit when I was in the forest, but I'm starting to realize that was probably alcohol.
You had a lot of fun in the woods, it seems.
Yeah, you have to do something when you're on your own.
Grint, by the way, you're always free to, there's another bed in my room. Our room, if you feel so inclined.
I appreciate it, but that's it's further away from. And he just points at the alcohol.
You can take some like right under the pillow or next, or there's a nice little nightstand, holds probably 5 bottles if you like. I'm sure.
That's just good idea. And Grin, as you say, you can take some to take out with him.
Yeah,
Good
and
call.
as this
Grins, if you take this back to Arkenville, keep it away from the house lady.
Okay.
She would be most interested in this concoction.
Well,
Right. Okay.
just for background, Grin, like we kind of big shots over in Arkenvale, so we have a house of our own, and we have a housekeeper, and she likes to hide drinks. So I'm sure you will like her.
Grand. Very.
She certainly likes Galoin, and I wink at Galoin.
Oh, stop it.
What? What's wrong?
She's like 400 years old.
Maybe she likes you as a son.
She doesn't kind of, she looks at you the way dryads and nymphs look at people. So not so sure about the son's part.
What did she say about dryads?
They like to play around a lot.
You know many?
Couple.
And they they're like pranksters?
Not pranksters, not really. Just how to say, they know they're pretty, and they know the effect they have on other people.
Oh, okay. No, I just got worried for a second that the Anthus was pranking me into saving corruption, but it's okay.
No,
She
they're
didn't try
usually
and
they're
seduce me
usually,
then.
at least the ones I've met, they were very nice. Sometimes too nice. But yeah.
Too
They're
nice?
good.
What happened?
They're good. Not with me, but there's other people that
Rick goes and grabs another
Private stuff.
bottle and gives it to Ahad. He seems to be opening up a little bit. You can take that out with you. Anyway, shall we get going?
Yeah, let's go.
Are we okay in this outfit? Like in our armor?
Oh, you got.
I
Oh
don't
no,
know.
I'm just going like this, and Grint is literally like in a pair of trousers, no shirt. Warm outside.
I'm
Right.
just gonna go with my normal, the robes. They're nice. And I kind of show like also that I'm pocketing the flute. By the way, we found this, and I don't know. I've taken a liking to it. I hope you guys don't mind. It seems very special. I hope to try it out soon.
What is it?
It's like a magical flute of sorts. I believe I could do very positive things with it.
Better than your other flute?
Yeah, definitely. My other flute was just normal, and this has magic.
Oh, right. Okay. Exciting.
It's gonna allow me to channel my magic through it, if I understand correctly, but haven't really tried, so that's why I'm curious.
Is it
We'll see
also
how it plays.
possible to play better tunes with that flute?
Are you inclining something?
No, not at all. I was just wondering.
My tunes are always very good to me. Thank you, Arcturus. I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
What
Let's
does
hear some,
Andros?
Erod. Let's hear some. It's a festive day.
Sure. I will. I will. Since I attuned to the flute, I'm gonna give. Oh, that's just no. Never mind. I will. I will do a motivational song, level 3 thingy,
Yeah,
and I guess I will throw in a performance with it, just for the fun of it.
sure, go for it.
26.
26? Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. Arcturus? He starts playing a very, very good melody on this flute. And you're beginning to think maybe the flute is working. And it is making him play better songs, because it's probably one of the best that you've heard him play so far. And you're casting the spell motivational
Speech
speech.
or song.
I
I actually can't. Like, I'm looking for it right now, but
wait there, I'll find it in just a second.
In the
Also, I
meantime,
can't
there's also
find
like
it, like
a
it's on the
tear
list.
rolling down my eye just because I'm touched with it.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely happy hearing that song, Erod.
My pleasure. My pleasure. That's what I'm here for. If for nothing else.
Woo! And Grint starts cheering.
So, with this spell, you can choose up to 5 creatures within range that can hear it. So 5 different people that you want here. And for the duration, which is 1 hour, they gain 5 temporary hit points and advantage on wisdom saving throws. They also, if they are attacked by a creature, they have advantage on the next attack roll they make. So it's pretty good little spell. And yeah, once those temporary hit points are gone, they're gone, unfortunately. But for a little while, everyone, the 5 that you choose, feel a little motivated, a little pumped up from the song.
So essentially, I guess I'm gonna choose everyone except myself, unfortunately. And also not Galoin. Sorry, Galoin. Yeah.
That's all right.
So yeah, Maeve, Arcturus, Andros, Grind, and Shion get the extra hit points and all that.
Brilliant. Nice. So they they all feel a little motivated.
What does Andros look like?
I wear the same things I wear every other day. It's normal
What is it?
attire.
What's his face look like though?
He has. I mean, if you look at the picture that's on the screen, I mean, it's just his normal leather little helmet that he wears, and his tusks. They're all bright and shiny today.
Whilst the music is playing and kind of all eyes are on Erhard, Grint will go over to Andros and say, kind of cheekily, "Is she gonna let you have fun today?"
Who?
You know.
It's she is just here with me.
So are you gonna prove me wrong and actually have some fun, or are you gonna prove me right and she's obviously in charge?
No one's in charge of me but me, and I would like it if you don't talk about her like that.
Okay. There'll be some arm wrestling down there.
Sounds great. I will maybe participate.
At this, Galoin has put a collar around the Mastiff, and has got a little lead that he's went and bought couple of days ago when he thought it was going to be called something else potentially, and didn't know the owner of the dog. So it is now a new collar and a new lead, and yeah, he starts walking over to the door with it.
Look, right. Well, I think me and Samuel are ready. Is everyone else?
Aye.
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
I haven't been to a Day of Illuminated festival in a little while. Is this
Oh,
good?
you
It's
have
gonna
been?
be. I haven't remembered this much of a Day of Illumination festival in quite a while.
Well, you've only been up like an hour.
Exactly.
Right, okay. And Galoin starts leading the troop as you lead outside of the castle, cathedral. And as you do, yeah, you start to get to the city streets. And as you do, there are people everywhere. There is bunting and banners and streamers and all different vibrant colors. You can see off in the distance some people have set up some like marquees, and there are different like silks going from building to building, trying to shield the sun a little bit as you're out and about. There are, as you start walking down one of the streets, you see that there is a row of like this really long table with like 20 stools on this table, and on it there are all different commoners and like traders and fishermen, sailors. That there are King's Guard sat down. There are people of high society sat down, all mingling. And you see that a double-pointed tankard of ale is put in front of every single one of them. And there's a guy stood at the end, and he's this large, bulbous, large-bellied half-orc man stood at one end of the table. And he's like, "All right then, when I say go, all of you, drink your drink as fast as you can. And the winner will get some tokens." And they all start like clapping and cheering. And he says, "Already?" And he pulls out what looks to be like a torch that's on fire. And beside him is this little tiny pyre that is like on this plinth. And he lights the plinth as he shouts go. And it appears that they have until the flames go out to drink these drinks. And all of these people and festival goers are downing these massive pinters. There's like a little gnome guy that's got like this 2-pinter, 2 hands, and he's like holding it up, trying to drink it. You've got like a minotaur that's sat there, just one-handed with the tank and just gulping it down. Then you've got an elder lady of like probably in her 70s, human, who is just necking this giant 2-pinter. And there's all these different walks of life all just participating. And then one tankard goes down, 2, 3, 4, and all these different people finish. And then this small little gnome slams it down and lets out this almighty belch as everyone starts laughing around him, and they're all cheering and clapping. And the Minotaur, who wins the drink off, is just like patting the backs of those beside him. A few people have like drank 3/4 of it and have just given up and they can't go any longer. Some people have drank like a tiny amount and just immediately belched, and it stopped them from drinking further. And a big handful of like 5 of these tokens, all with like this shining like red flame on this token, is given to him, and he puts them into a pocket and a pouch. And yeah, everyone's just having like a great time. And as you come around this corner a little bit more, and it opens up a little bit into this like foyer area, you can see here there's all sorts of different things. There is like a gated pen, and inside of the pen you can see that there is a bull just walking around the edge. And you can hear this goblin man stood on like 3 hay bales just shouting out to the crowd, "Who can ride Bully the Bull? Come on over, win some prize, and see if Bully's wrath can be beaten." And like people are like walking on over and like getting ready to watch the next person that Tar takes. Over to the side, you see about 6 different tables with people arm wrestling for coins, and you can see that they're like slamming them down and beating one another. You also see a little bit further away these pyres all stood up against this brick wall, and there is a little kid of about 12 who is holding this like wooden bow and arrow, and he's aiming the arrow, and they light the end of the tip of the arrow, and he fires it towards the pyres, and he hits the wall behind it, and it just shatters and breaks, and then someone runs over and like stamps the fire out. And it looks like they're trying to light the beacons of like different things within this sort of theme of like torchlight and illumination and this brightness of day. And yeah, there's also a big round table of people who is just getting a big plate of food, and there's a bugbear gentleman who, wearing an apron and wearing a chef's hat, puts this big plate of food down. It's like a large chicken breast, vegetables, potatoes, the lot. It's like a full like roast dinner. And it seems to be some sort of eating competition who can clean the plate the fastest. And there's all of these different events that are going on around you, and a few more that you haven't quite seen yet. But yeah, you walk into this foyer and yeah, just see loads of merriment.
Does anyone... does Grint, like, see a towel around that he can kind of just grab?
Yeah, what, sorry?
A towel? Or, like, a cloth or something?
Yeah, there'll be cloths on the tables, yeah.
Grand. Grint grabs one, puts it around Maeve's neck and goes, okay, champ, right, you saw that drinking contest back there. This is all you. You've got this. You're gonna win this one. You're gonna get that token. You're the champ. You're the big drinker here. We've got you. You proved it this morning. You have got this.
If you're getting me to do the drinking competition, I'm getting you to ride that bull.
Fine. I'll ride the bull. You do the drinking. And I told you there'd be arm wrestling as he points at Ondros.
Yeah, so do you go over to one of them? Which one are you going to first? What are you guys doing?
I'll ride the bull.
Yeah, you go straight for the ball.
I'll ride the bull.
You walk on over, and as you do, you see like this human man looking a little beat as he like walks on out of the pen, and kind of like there's sweat coming down his face. He looks like he took a nasty hit on the shoulder on the way down onto the floor. And he kind of gets up and he's like, oh, fucking hell, bully. Jesus. And he kind of like walks on over and starts speaking to someone else. And he's like, this goblin's like, well, better next time, buddy. Right, who can take on bully? Who's next? What about you? Wait, is that Mr. Pocket Torn?
It might be.
Well, we have the Master Swordsman coming to slay the bully, huh?
Just gonna give it a quick ride.
You get one shot only. You want to go now?
Yeah, I can do this. I can do this.
Bully, come here. And Bully like moves on over, a little sluggishly, but moves on over, and he kind of like grabs him by the horns and just kind of like pats him a little bit, and then like looks at you as if to say, "Get on."
Okay. I hop on.
And you hop on over, and he's quite a large beast. Like, your legs are quite spread over his back because of the sheer, like, boldness and, like, broadness of this bull that's in this pen. And, yeah, he pats Bully. Yeah, what do you want to do?
Am I near where this is happening? Like, at the fence or something?
Sure.
Like, am I near the bull?
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
I would lean down and look at the bull and use animal speech.
Okay.
And just say, give him a hard time. Keep him in one piece, but give him a hard time.
And the bull responds, looks at you, and you just hear, oh, I'm gonna give him hell.
I wink at the bull. I don't know. I just approve. I nod.
Yeah, the bull's tail like flicks a little bit. And then yeah, you see this goblin like patting the head, and then he like pats its shoulder as it then starts to walk very slowly around the edge until it stands still in the middle. And then all of a sudden, Grint, you just feel the bull just lurch. I'm gonna need you to make me an acrobatics or athletics check. You can choose.
Okay, we're gonna go. We're definitely gonna go athletics.
Okay.
Easily gonna go athletics.
Okay, Yeah, so the reason you can have both is with the acrobatics you like lean with it, whereas the athletics is more you just hold on and just try and hold strong. So yeah, make me the first athletics check, please.
A 10.
So as the ball lurches, you like almost immediately go straight over the top of it, but you just cling on and pull yourself back as you have succeeded the first check. As it continues to go, everyone in the crowd's going, ooh, like as you see like Grint almost go a few times. I now need the second athletics check, please, or acrobatics, your choice. As you then see...
Can I lucky? Can I spend a lucky on
You
it?
can, you certainly can.
Oh my god, I'm spending a lucky on a freaking riding a bull.
You certainly
Okay.
can. Roll
Right,
again.
here we go.
As
That's
you-
more like it.
You actually see, and I'll you know what? I'll let you describe how you go to fall off, but manage to recover it. So what do? You see, you almost go, but so how do you recover?
Okay, so Grint, he was taken by surprise at first. He didn't get a good grip on this ball, and what he does is kind of in a bit of a silly way, he kind of goes in close to the bull and almost tries to like hold on around its neck, but that was a bad idea because his body starts to slide off and he looks like he's about to lose his grip. But he does the only thing he can think of, and that is to steady himself, he puts his teeth round the bull's horns and just pushes himself back up with his neck strength alone to get right back on top of it.
Yeah, and as you're doing this, the crowd are just like cheering, seeing this prowess of this little goblin man just forcing himself with all of his might at this time back onto the bull. And yeah, you manage to steady yourself, and you can see the bull's really giving it now. Like it's going into like some sort of like hyperdrive mode where it's like, now you're coming off. And I will need the final athletics check, please. To see if you maintain on this bull.
Okay, gang. Wish me luck. I'm not looking. A 19.
Do you want to use lucky? It is your choice. I'm not telling you if it's a fail or a success. I'll let you choose now. Do you use lucky or not?
I'm not gonna use lucky.
Okay. You see Grint sliding down the back of the beast, about to touch the floor, when he somehow digs his knees into its backside and throws himself forward to catch the horns once more, as he seems to beat the beast, as Bully has been slain. And the ball comes to a stop, and you just hear, "My word! Hey, you beat Bully! Oh, well, they don't call you Master Grint, Master Pocketon for nothing, huh?"
Well, it was a challenge. It was a true challenge. This is a bull worthy of a sea serpent fighter.
Oh, you hear that? Even the sea serpent fighter, Grint Pocketon, along with those Iron Vortex, think that Bully is as big as a threat. You hear that, folks? Would you like to try and tame the beast that rivals that of the serpent in the bays? And as you get off, he goes, "Oh, by the way, here you go." And he gives you a little sack of like coins, and you look inside, and there's about 10 coins, 10 of these tokens inside. As you clearly see, not many people beat Bully. But as Bully walks back around and you climb off, he walks by you, Maeve, and you just hear, "I tried."
You did well. He bit your horn.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
I can't see it.
I give him a scratch as he walks by.
Yeah, he seems to enjoy it.
I don't know if anyone's watching, but Grint goes basically behind the nearest barrel or whatever it is, throws up, and then walks over to Maeve, wipes his mouth, and just goes, "What the hell did you say to that thing?"
Just to keep you in one piece. Why?
Well, the contents of my stomach are not currently in one piece.
And as you're saying that, a little kid walks by, and you just hear him going, "Mummy, Mummy, I just saw that goblin throw up." As like they're walking past you, and she's like, "No, you didn't. No, you didn't." And like just like pulling her son away from you guys.
Did you just throw up?
I heroically parted. Yeah, I threw up.
Aww. Well, did you wait? Did I see you bite the bull halfway through? You look like you're gonna come off, and then.
Well, I had to grip onto something, so all I had was my mouth and its horn.
Right, maybe you swallowed a few things that you shouldn't have during.
I don't know.
that's-
And I check a teeth, and then I pull a bit out, and like, I don't know if this is mine or its, but it doesn't hurt too bad.
Why don't you join me on the drinking contest, and then you won't feel anything anymore?
I mean, if I'm joining you, who else is gonna play? And I look around to the rest of the Iron Vortex.
You think you're the only one contending? Count me in.
I guess you did encourage me earlier. Then so sure, let's go for some drinks. And I pat the three of them on the back, and I'll just give them some bardic inspiration.
Give all three of them bardic inspiration.
Yes.
Okay, we'll say that you do it just before, because it only lasts a little while. But we'll say that you give
Sure.
him it for the next thing. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Andros.
Not in the mood to drink today, in all fairness. I'll watch. I'll be there watching you guys drink.
Andros, you don't feel challenged?
No. Why would I
What's
feel challenged?
What's wrong with you?
I just don't feel. What do you mean? Like I just don't feel like drinking today.
There's always a bigger person at the table drinking. Like, that's normally your trigger to go out and
Do I
drink
I
or
have to
to compete.
challenge every big person in the room?
Normally you do, yeah?
That sounds like you, yes.
100%.
I think I'm good on the challenging today. It's vacation almost. It's free time. We're just enjoying the time we have to relax.
But isn't that the point of enjoyment? Come join.
I think relaxing is a lot more than just drinking or hard. I'll leave that to the drinking professionals here.
I look at Grins, and I just say, smiling, I guess we have only one professional drink around here.
And
And Grint looks at Maeve and just goes, "I guess so."
Maeve's oblivious, and she's just like still confused why Andros doesn't want to come with us. She's like, what is wrong with him today?
I guess,
Galoin. Oh, go on.
we all like it's I guess it's like a distance to the drinking contest from where we were before with the
Yeah, it's not far.
thing. I'll just take the flute and just play the flute as we walk on over, kind of cheerfully and
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, giving some
keeping-
more, some more melodies of happiness along the way. And as you're doing that, Galoin comes up to you, Andros, and says,
Well, if you're not going to be, taking part, would you look after Samuel so I could?
Yeah, go right ahead. I'll
Thanks.
watch after the dog.
yeah, and when you guys get there, there's about, at this point, there's about 12 seats available, as people start piling up fast, and we will say, everyone roll me a D10. Roll me a D10 real quick.
And
Nice.
Ooh, 3.
9.
Okay, so
2 3s.
oh, let me roll one as well. Okay, so Galoin, Grint, and Maeve managed to get a seat near each other, but a little bit further down the table, on the opposite side, so you can see them. Erhard and Arcturus do get seats right next to each other as well. And as you sit down, immediately it fills. Like all the spaces are full of various different walks of life. And as you're all sitting there, you just see this this half orc come walking down the line. And as he does, he's like, I hope you know what you've let yourselves in for, because ale be aplenty. And as he does, he walks up to the front and he clicks his fingers as this elven woman and this human man just start like filling up tankards and placing them on. And he starts picking them up and he goes, one for you. And he walks over to Arcturus and he says, one for you, Big Blue. Grabs another one. He says, for you, sir. And as he talks to Erhard, and then he starts giving them all out. And he says, and for you, little lady, and little master, and other little master, as he gives to Grint and Galoin as well on the end of the table. And he strolls back up and he says, I hope you're all ready for what is to come. And I hope your throats will be ready for the tsunami of ale within your gullet. Now, when I say go, we drink. As he pulls the torch up and lights it in front of you, and he waves it in front, like trying to put on a bit of a show on, like getting ready. He like puts it close to the pyre and then pulls it away as everyone like itches towards their tankard, and he pulls it closer away, and then he goes, go! As he lets light of the pyre, and I need everyone to make me Constitution saving throws, please, as we will have Arcturus, Grint, and Maeve, if they wish, to add a D4 or D6?
D6, I believe. Yeah,
D6. Yeah, if you want to add a D6, you can, or you can save it for the next roll.
I'll save it.
I definitely
Okay.
not saving it.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm just going to pull up Galoin's sheet rather than me just rolling. Let me do this.
Maeve's like still not as strong as what we had in the forest.
It's nothing. Here we
I don't
go.
know what it was that I was making, but it was strong.
Certified moonshine, I think is what it was.
Feywild schnapps.
Yeah. Oh, you straight off the bat, you see Grint and Maeve just start chugging, and the pair of them seem to be in the lead of everyone here. Grint is slightly ahead of Maeve as he's going for this first round of just trying to swallow as much of this alcohol as possible. Erhard, you and Arcturus are a little slower than the rest of them, but Arcturus, this inspiration and this tune and melody that Erhard gave you earlier seems to bolster you up a little bit as you manage to knock it back and almost keep up with Erhard as you've hit that threshold. As all of you see Galoin really struggling. Like, he's still drinking it, but it's going down so slowly. Can I have a second Constitution saving throw from you all?
Can I get a lucky on that, just for the fun reason?
You want to lucky it? Go for it.
Again, a 5.
It's a D6 for the inspiration, right?
Yes,
18.
yeah. 18, okay. You got it? Okay, so
Okay.
13 for you, and then I'll just do Galoin's second one as well. Oh! Okay, as you see in the second round, Maeve starts to slow ever so slightly, but keeps this sort of constant pace going. Erhard seems to speed up a little bit and is slowly catching up to where Maeve and Grint are as well. As Arcturus, unfortunately, you get to a point where it's like you're like chewing it. You're like really trying, but you are just struggling. You're still going, but you're on like breaking point at this point. As you also notice that Grint has slowed down, not to a stop, but to a more casual pace. As for some reason, Galoin seems to get some sort of second wind, and the whole tankard just goes up, and he's just going for it, as he's now trying to keep up and keep pace with everyone else. And then can I have a final Constitution saving throw from everyone, please?
A 9.
And
Okay,
I will add my 1d6.
go for it.
I'm gonna lucky.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Because you've rolled high, I now need to just check something. Let me just work this out real quick. Yeah, as you start to notice that Arcturus has got 3/4 of the way through and then has put it down. He's got to a point where he can't do anymore. A big belch comes out, which makes a few people around you laugh, which then stops them drinking. So you've kind of sabotaged a few other people while you're at it. Erhard, you're getting to the end, but it's struggling. You're chewing it. However, Maeve is keeping up this consistent pace as you see Grint just throw it back and try and just like end and do this run. And I just need to see who wins out of you two, because you two rolled pretty consistently throughout. So that is that, and that. Okay. Someone remember the number 56, please.
56.
Yep.
50 cents, right?
50 cent, yep.
56.
Oh, and Maeve, you're necking it back, and just as you finish and go to put it down, you hear the tankard beside you hit the table, as you see Grint has finished his pint just before you. And as he slams it down, yours comes down after him, and it was like a second in it. Oh, I need to roll Galoins. He won't have won, but let's see if he finishes it. He doesn't. He struggles. He gets right to the end, but a tiny little bit, he has to put it down. Yeah, and you see that Grint wins, and there is cheering. A few people are like laying on the table, feeling really queasy, and you can see some people are really struggling. Bear in mind, it's not quite midday at this point, and there are people like struggling with the amount of alcohol. But yeah, Grint, you slam it down, Maeve, just a second after, as the half-orc walks on over, puts a hand on both your shoulders. Well, didn't expect yous to be the winners now, did I? Here you go for first place. And he puts a little sack of 5 tokens in front of you, Grint. And the runner-up always gets a prize. And he puts 2 tokens in front of you, Maeve.
Grint's gonna pass 3 tokens over to Maeve and say, I think a fair bit of mine went down my chin. I think you're the real winner here. And he raises Maeve's hand in victory.
No, don't be silly.
No, he raises Maeve's. I had the ball. You can have this.
Fine. I don't even know what we do with these tokens.
That's a good question. I've never actually gotten that far in the day.
Grint, the only thing you would remember is that someone told you once when you were very drunk that you could exchange tokens for more alcohol, but you never got to the point where you found someone to give the tokens to, because you were always far too drunk before you got there.
Cool.
you mentioned like a torch lighting contest or something.
Yeah, there's a with a bow. There's a bow and arrow torch lighting contest.
While they're doing the drinking, I would have walked over there and watched a little bit. Does it look like anyone's actually hitting the mark? Is the people struggling to hit the mark? What's going on over there?
There's 5 different pyres, and there's this brick wall behind them, and you can see that people seem to be getting the first and second one because it's quite close, but that the distance is increased on each one.
I'm gonna try to do that one. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you walk on over, there's this young woman there, and she's like, "Oh, hello, dearie. Would you like to take a go at lighting the beacons for the illuminated? Oh, by all means. Short or long bow?
Can I look at the distance of these? Or does it look like I'm gonna need a long bow, or does it look like my short bow would?
You think the short bow could handle it? But you can see she's got a short and long bow.
I'll take a long bow just in the off chance.
by all means. And she passes you this very standard-looking bow.
Can I use my own longbow by chance?
Oh, I'm afraid not, dearie. No.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And yeah, she passes you this very standard-looking bow, and they're basically just made of wood. These arrows, and then at the ends there seems to be like a little tiny like sack of something on it, which she lights just before you fire it, and it just to light the pyres as you go. And yeah, what I will need from you.
I'm gonna steady aim all of these, by the way. I will
Okay.
steady aim.
Okay. We just need flat dex checks, but because you are proficient with a bow, you get to add your proficiency on top, which I believe is a plus
Plus 3.
Yeah.
So it's just a
plus
dexterity
3.
check?
Dex check with a plus 3 on top.
Okay. And would steady aim not do any help there?
Advantage.
Advantage? Okay. So just 4 flat dex.
Yeah, we'll do the first one first. Let's see if you hit,
Okay.
because you might not hit the first one. Yeah, you hit it. You're all good. As you fire, you hit it dead center, and the pyre lights up. And there's a few claps around and a few cheers from some like kids nearby that have had a go recently.
I think I rolled the wrong thing, though. It's dex checks.
It's a save.
Yes, just a flat dex check.
Okay, my bad.
Technically, wait, what's your dexterity plus?
Plus 2.
Okay, so it'd be one less. So it'd have been an 18, but that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So just roll a flat dex for me on this
Okay.
next one.
Roll it. Oh. Okay. I get advantage.
Yes, so that's a 19, so that is... Yeah, the last one would have been as well. So yeah, so that is a total of 22 as you hit the second one, and again, there are claps. And you can see that these first 3 or 4 are actually quite easy, but the last one does seem a bit of a distance.
Okay.
And yeah, so go for your third one. Yeah, and again, hit it dead. Everyone is like, if there was a bullseye on these, you've hit it dead center every single one. And yeah, you come to your third one. Fourth one.
On fourth one?
Yep. Plus
Yeah.
3, right?
Yeah, plus 3 would have been 12.
On the fourth one, and as you fire it, it just goes over and hits into a hay bale behind, and so people run out and stamp on the flames to get them out and throw some water on it. As there are cheers, and this woman comes up to you, she's like, well, you did very well. You got 3, so here are 3 tokens, and she gives you 3 tokens.
Is there a kid standing around? I don't need the tokens for anything. I'll hand it to like the nearest kid. That
Oh,
just
there
goes
are
off
there
the
are
side.
3 children stood nearby, all
I'll
like cheering.
give them all one each.
Oh, thank you, mister. Thanks.
No
And yeah,
problem.
they're all very appreciative as you walk on off. And as you do, I'll say at this sort of time, as you start to walk back, you see them finishing the drinks.
Oh, I feel so full.
That's a good point. I feel pretty hungry.
Yeah. How?
You just see like a very bloated looking Gloin, just like from the amount of liquid he's just drank.
I could eat. I think I could eat. What about you guys?
Was there anything else anyone wanted to have a go on? Andros, did you want to do anything?
Did the lighting thing. We're good.
Oh, how did you do?
Just, hit 3.
That's 3 more than I could hit. Well done.
Thank you.
Is there like, I don't know, any like, how to say, like card tricks or I don't know, charlatans of sorts, people that
You
look a
can-
bit more shady with their...
Yeah, there's a few people like doing like tricks of sorts on the sides. Every now and then you see a couple of tabaxi men who have a couple of cups and a ball. And they're like, they put the ball down on a barrel, like they make sure they clearly are looking around before they do it to see if anyone's watching them. They put the ball down and they like start moving the cups around. Roll me a perception check while you spot this going on. You were looking for this specifically. A 12. Yeah, you see them do this, and there's 2 tabaxis. And as they do this, some woman puts down what looks to be like 5 silver, as opposed to tokens. Puts down 5 silver, and he takes the silver. He does this. Which one is it? And you see him lift up a cup, and the ball's under it. And you hear her say like, well, that was quite easy. Another. And she puts another 5. No, this time she puts a gold down instead. This time, and they're like, "Are you sure, madame? Gold is a lot of money." And she's like, "Oh, do not be silly. It's nothing to me." And they start moving the cups around again. And then she says, "Well, it's obviously that one." And unfortunately, you don't quite hit that threshold to see what happens. But he lifts the cup up, and there's no ball under it. And you're positive it was under that cup, following it. And he goes, well, better next time, lady. I gotta run. And you see him slide his hand behind him as the other tabaxi takes something and just starts walking off. And she's like, I would like to play again. No, unfortunately not. Just 2 times. And he like scarpers off down an alleyway with these 2, this other tabaxi. Clearly there's some con men trying to work an angle during a festival to earn some coin when no coin is actually exchanged on this day.
Cool. Should we find out what you do with those tokens? You muted.
What?
We can do, but how drunk does Arcturus look?
I would say it's only a 2-pinter. It's probably, if you didn't succeed it, it's probably just more that you're a bit bloated and kind of just like, like a little bit groggy at this point. I wouldn't say that you're like hammered drunk at this stage.
And with the Grint special this morning?
Let's definitely put an edge on.
Arcturus, I reckon you could try a hand at the arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling, you say?
Aye.
Sure. Why not? If Andros is not here, somebody has to step up.
Andros, are you gonna take that lying down?
I'll let him have his fun.
Come on, big boy, what do you say?
I've had my fair matches. Haven't lost one, so I don't need to prove anything.
Oh, I knew there was something in there with you today. And I pat Andros on the arm and I say, "Come on, Arcturus!" And I just like I did with Maeve, I reach up and I like rub his shoulders. I grab another one of those towels, I put it round his neck, and I say, "Oh, you've got this one."
Yeah, and as this is all happening, Andros, you're like walking behind them a little bit, just kind of like watching what's going on. You just see some tiefling man off to the side who's just like, "That's the 2nd towel I've placed down today. Where the hell are these towels going?"
I don't say anything and just keep walking.
Maeve's
Yeah.
gonna drop back a bit and walk next to Andros.
Yeah,
Not
Galoin
say anything, just
very slowly follows with you 2 as well. Hey, so we're doing some arm wrestling. Is Grint joining in as well?
No. Grint's fully coaching this one.
Okay. Arcturus, could you roll me a d6, please, to see who your contender is?
I can certainly try. It's a 3.
A 3?
The Minotaur, I guess.
No, you're okay. You're okay. You see.
Now you sink like anchor.
Imagine he's just sat there like, oh. Yeah,
Imagine
you see
defeating
that
him.
there's, like, yeah, you see that there is a gnomish fella who sat down, quite old looking, wiry white hair with like these glasses, and like you walk on over, and then someone sits down next to him. You see a little bit further along. You see quite a very well-built sailor who's just like ready and waiting. But as you go and take a seat with him, someone else sits in before you. And then you turn to your left, where you see a drow man who is sat down at a table. He looks to be a sailor of some sorts, and he's just sat there ready, and you are like gestured by the people running it to like go and sit with the drow. And as you sit down, you can see he doesn't look particularly strong. He's quite slender, but obviously being a sailor, he probably does have some muscles and stuff, and probably a natural dexterity to it all as well. But as you sit down, someone comes on over, gets your arms and your elbows into position, clasps your hands together, and you just hear him say, "Right, I want a good, clean arm wrestle. We want no cheating, all right, between you two? Yeah?
Oh, I'll do my best.
Good. Are you sure you're right there, mate?
Only one way to find out.
Fine, he's fine. He's got this one. Yeah.
What we do ask is, if you're gonna bath, try not to bath on the other person, please. Thank you."
Would
And
that
he
count
just
as
like,
disqualify?
yes, very much so. Yeah, as you kind of like hold and lock arms with this person, and yeah, you hear a bell ring. As you lock arms with this person, I need from you a strength check, please. Which I imagine is one of your strongest stats.
Yes. It's my net 20. It's 19.
As you absolutely crush this guy. Like, the guy stood there and he's like looking at you, and you just hear him say, "Hang about, are you like drunk?" And as he says that, you just slam his hand into the bench, and he's just there like, like he's holding his elbow. He looks like he's hurt himself a little bit, and you're just like sat there like, yeah. After this, 2 tokens are given to you for your victory, and this guy says, "You want to take another one on?" How
Look
you
at
feeling?
Prince.
Can I walk over and sit across from him?
You sit down.
Yeah, I sit down.
Okay, not a problem.
Can I find a quiet corner to possibly do like some sleight of hand deception kind of stuff?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to just sit near them, but maybe I might bend luck on one or the other.
Oh, so you want to use magic in the city? Okay, not a problem. Sure.
Well,
not-
underhanded, not that obvious.
Yeah, no, I understand. We'll definitely be making you make a little sleight of hand check to see if you can pull it off without being seen. So yeah, Andros, you sit down, and the guy goes, "Well, looks like we have a contestant here. You boys ready?
Oh, I can take him.
Just so
Boys
you
ready.
know, you can leave whenever you want, but the longer you stay on, the more tokens you earn. But once you get out of that seat, you can't win any more tokens here, lads. All right?"
I wink at Andros and hey, you hear that? You can still leave.
Just hope your arm doesn't get crushed, buddy.
I like the fighting talk between you two. Come on. Right, we want a nice, fair fight. Remember, still no bathing on your opponent. All right, perfect. And he like claps your hands together, stands back up, walks over to a bell, and he rings the bell. Both of you flat.
Before they start,
Yeah.
Grint just says, "And I want you both to know, whoever wins this chooses the drink I buy for Yashel after this."
Okay, thank you.
There you go. And yeah, the bell rings, and you both go for it. Strength checks from you both, please. Flat strength.
Ooh.
Oh.
Any underhanded sleight of hand
Even
stuff?
I can't band that.
Oh, okay. As to begin with, it's not a complete defeat. Arcturus, you hold him for like 2 or 3 seconds before you move, and then it just starts going. And like you don't have that momentum to stop him. And Andros, it's not the easiest thing. It's definitely easier than some people you've gone against, but yeah, you just slowly put him into the wood. And yeah, you hit his knuckles down. The guy comes over. "Hey, good job. Participation award. Here's 1 token for you, Big Blue." And he passes you on, and then he gives 2 tokens to you, Andros.
I just burst out of laughter. I'm just laughing my ass off.
Grint slams his fist down and says, "I beat the Iron Vortex, except the Iron Vortex itself!"
There's definitely some
I,
murmurs in the crowd of like, did you just say the Iron Vortex? Wait, they're the ones that killed that sea serpent. And like, there's people just kind of like muttering in the crowds.
Is Andros still sitting?
Andros, you tell me.
He hasn't had a chance to get up yet, so
I turn to the rest of the party and whisper, if we keep going against Andros, we're just gonna keep winning tokens as a group. So we should keep going. One of us is gonna win.
I'll just whisper to Maeve. Finish him.
I don't mean to win from Andros, I'm just saying, either way we'll keep winning.
Oh,
yes,
little
go
lady.
for it.
Little lady, are you here to challenge this fine gentleman here? And he gestures towards Andros.
Before
I
she can
mouth
answer,
to-
I push her forward. Yes.
Ah, perfect. He like places you in the seat, pushes your shoulders down. You're like trying to stand. He's like, nope. Yeah, you sit here. Right, arms together. And he like starts clapping your arms together.
I really awkwardly look at Andros and I just mouth, I'm
I-
so sorry.
I'm gonna give myself disadvantage on this because Andros wouldn't really try to beat her, but he would give some attempt
Okay.
just to make it a good fight.
Okay. So there we go. Yeah. Right. Just so you know the rules, no bathing on your opponent. We don't want any sick or vomit to hit the other person. If you're going to be sick, down by the side, please, and you'll be disqualified. Thank you very much. Nice clean little tussle here. Right, you ready? Good, good. And he claps your hands together and walks over to the bell.
Andros, you feel a really clammy hand grasp yours.
Oh.
Again, I'm giving myself disadvantage here.
I also imagine the hand sizes are like... Andros has like a pretty big hand because he's a large like being, and your hand is much smaller. So you like Andros's hand encompasses most of your hand.
And I imagine Socks is like on my arm, pushing my arm.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
on the table.
Okay, yeah. And as that happens, the guy comes back over. Excuse me, miss. No
It's-
alliances or allies
It's fine.
allowed.
It's fine. It's fine. You see my hand here? It's fine. It's okay.
Sure. And he
Are there
walks on
open
over.
seats on the table?
Not on the table that they're wrestling on, but there's like people just sat around nearby.
Like, is there other tables where you can still wrestle? I mean,
Yes, yeah. There's 6 tables total.
Arcturus, you want to go for it?
Sure.
Fight
You-
me.
You would notice there is always someone sat at a table. So you'd
Ah,
have to beat
bad.
that person and then Arcturus join you,
Fine,
but
I will go
Arcturus has
try
already
beat
gone.
someone.
Okay, sure. Roll me a D5. Because the drow's been beaten.
A D5. How do I do a D5?
So /R space 1D5.
What? 1D5 or just
Yep.
D5?
Or D5, yep. Either works.
Okay, 3.
Okay, so that's technically a 4. Okay, not a problem, because 3's been beat. You sit opposite what looks to be like a hobgoblin. This red-skinned, bulbous nose, elf-like pointy ears, with this jet black hair tied into like a man bun. He looks quite strong, but he's like a larger gentleman. He definitely isn't the biggest one that sat at one of the tables, but he's bigger than the drow was. And yeah, he comes on over, says the same, claps your hands together, nice for clean fight, no being sick on one another or bathing on each other, and yeah, have a good fight. And he claps and walks over to the bell, and he waits, and he rings the bell. So can I have, first we'll do Erhard, roll me a strength check, flat strength.
16.
As you struggle, and you start to lose, but then this strength comes in, and you manage to crush his hand in, and he's like, oh, you're pretty strong for a little guy.
I tried.
And yeah, you beat him, you gain 2 tokens. Please keep a track of how many tokens you have. Yeah, you gain 2 tokens. And then can we have Andros and Maeve roll strength checks, please? Andros with disadvantage?
Oh, does that matter? Wait.
I don't think it does. I think it's the same
No, they're
modifier.
both a +1. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so you start to see Andros doesn't really look like he's trying to begin with, and then you push a little too hard, and then he pushes back to like give you some like leeway, and then somehow Andros just loses the momentum, and then yeah, Maeve crushes the hand down onto the wood. Whoa, hey, little lady's got some strength. Here you go, 2 tokens and 1 for you for participating.
Thank you.
I'm
I'll get up and I'll.
sorry. Maeve's just a little bit flabbergasted
Yeah.
at this.
Grint is just like mouth agape, pointing at both Maeve and Erhard.
Yeah, Galoin
and-
stood by Erhard's just like, yeah! Because he just didn't expect Erhard to win at all.
And Grint goes over to Galoin, picks up Galoin, and puts him in front of Erhard.
Ah! Help!
Just got us a table.
Hello.
Okay, hi, Galoin.
I'm gonna crush you.
He puts his little hand up.
I have faith in you.
And yeah, Andros, you get up from your chair. Maeve, do you continue to sit or do you get up and leave?
I gesture to Shion to come on over and sit down.
Shion looks preoccupied.
Dang it.
She's talking to some nobles currently.
If it doesn't look like anyone from our group's gonna come over, I'm gonna get up.
The only one that could technically participate is Grint.
Okay. My eyes dart for Grint, and if he's out of sight, then I will get up. So I don't know.
Grint will look at Maeve and go, kind of with like a, are you sure?
It drugs.
Grint sits down, he's had enough to drink.
Okay, the same back and forth of the hands goes along, no bathing, all that good stuff, the rules, and then the bell is rung. We will go with Grint and Maeve first this time. Both roll me strength checks, flat strength rolls. Flat strength rolls, not a strength save.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, it could go downhill.
I feel like it won't.
Oh, it really did.
So, yeah, so to begin with, Grint, you're like, I'll go easy on her. And then your arm just like goes too far. You're like, whoa, okay. And then you start like putting the burners on. And then you get it back to the middle. And then it sways back and forth a little bit. And then Maeve kind of just like gets a little bit weaker. And then you just manage to push her into the wood. Congratulations! 2 for you, 1 for you for participating.
You're scary.
No, I'm not. No. And I just like sort of shake the hand that I'm still holding, like, well done. Someone else, and I still look. I like look around for anyone in our group.
And as you start to look around, you can just hear from the other table nearby, Galoin just like, ah, just like screaming as he's trying to beat Erhard. As Erhard, roll me a strength save, please, and I'll do the same for Galoin.
Check, right? I mean,
It's not
save
save, sorry.
I think it's the same for me, but
I knew what I meant.
Imagine.
Oh! Galoin beats you, but it's a tough one. It goes back and forth, and eventually he just manages while he's just screaming, and then he slams your hand into the woodwork, and he just goes, yeah!
I will just rub my hand. Ah, well played. Well played.
I said I was gonna crush you.
And then he like retains himself for a second. That's
Sorry about that. Hard to get a little excited.
Settled. Yeah.
yeah, and he gets 2 tokens. Oh yeah, thanks. And then you get an extra token for participating. And Galoin immediately gets up. He's like, he's taken the victory.
We'll go with Galoin. Yeah.
While they're doing all that, I'm still handing out the tokens I earn. I don't want them, so I'll be hanging.
You
out
hand them.
Yeah, I'll hand it out to kids or whatever. Whoever
Yeah.
just I see probably wants them.
Yeah, there'll be some like mother there with like a child, and he's like cheering for like Galoin at this point. You walk on over and give him some tokens, and she's like, oh, thank you so much.
No problem.
Happy day of Illuminated.
Happy day of Illuminated to you.
And yeah, you guys finish the arm wrestles. Unless Grint, you stay for another? No, you get up. Okay. Yeah, you guys get up, and as you
Go
do,
find something to eat.
Yeah, as you guys do, you see there's this gentleman that's just kind of stood there with like this like board over his like neck, and it just there's some writings on it, and you can't quite see it from this distance, but you can hear him shouting, "This way to redeem your prizes. Spend your tokens. You can get food, alcohol, toys, and other such wonders from the shops. Head this way down this road."
Well, I guess we're heading down that way. What time did I say I'd meet Yashel?
Well, I will say at this point, because it's just past midday, you do see a very pale, white, tiefling man wandering around the he's very easy to spot. He's just walking around the festival. He like walks up to an event, and you can see his like creepy way of like existing as he just talks to this person. And then the person's like very like freaked out by him and just gives him a token. And then Yoshua just walks off. Do you go over to him, or?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah? And yeah, as you see him, he's like,
Why, hello there, Master Pocket Torn.
Yashel, we were just going to find out what we do with these tokens.
Ah, I have been collecting some of them. I believe you can win beverages, snacks, and toys.
How many have you got so far?
I have received a total of 13 tokens.
That. And what have you done to get those tokens?
Well, at first I approached Bully the Bull, and the goblin said to me, "Here, have 5 tokens and move along." Well, I took the tokens and moved along.
Did you have a nice time?
Yes.
Let's get you a drink.
Good. Did you see they have dressed a pig up as a devil?
No.
Ah. Well, it's on the way.
and you start walking down this road, and as you do, you see a little pig pen off to the side. And this pig, you see a greased up little piglet with little devil horns, and these little like boots it's got on, and you can just see people chasing this pig around this pig pen, and like a guy grabs it and it just like slips out of his hands and like runs off, and you can see that there seems to be some sort of like catch the greased pig, and if you do, you win like 10 tokens. And then a little bit further along, right near where the where you can exchange your tokens, you also see statues of devils where people are trying to toss rings onto the horns of the devils. Yeah,
Look at that pig. That's not nice.
What's it saying, Maeve?
Well, it's. I'm not concentrating on that right now. But they dressed it up to look like the thing that we met in the other place. The asshole-looking person. Ashriel.
Yes. Oh.
Should we
I
go
don't
save
think-
it?
I don't think they know about Ashriel. I do not think they're doing that to demean the pig to that level.
But they're still demeaning it, and they're chasing it, and they've got it all greasy.
I mean, it's better than just killing it, right? I mean, people kill animals.
No, you can kill an animal and eat it if you do it properly. It's a circle of life. But don't. This is bad. This is worse.
You want to buy it?
I'm gonna go save the pig.
You walk on over to the pen. What do you do?
Yeah. So I want to try.
Oh, well, Missy, you'll have to wait your turn. We allow 5 people to chase after the pig. Once they've caught it, we give the pig a little bit of a rest and something to eat and drink, and then the next 5 people can join in.
Do we have to?
But I want to go in
wait?
on my own.
Well, if you went in on your own, There'd be no competition now, would there? Because there'd only be you
But-
to catch the pig.
Isn't the pig the competition?
Yes, but it's the first to catch it wins.
I don't need to win.
What?
I just want to catch the pig.
We have to wait in line for this, or do you take a number?
Well, you would be the next people. I don't believe there's anyone else inquiring at the moment, but, Missy, here's 2 tokens. Why don't you move along?
And he gives you two tokens.
I stick them in my pocket and I'm just like, I'll be back later.
Right.
And at this point, I look at the guy and I just say, "She will be back."
Oh, good. Could you maybe try and keep her for like a few hours and I'll shut up shop?
No, because this is where I have my fun.
What do you do with the pig after?
Well, he goes back to his farm.
Oh, he just goes home.
Aye.
Cool. He has a happy home?
What did you expect us to do?
I don't know what you do with the poor pig. You let it be chased and all
Why
that.
don't you dress up as that and we chase after you when you're all oiled up?
Are you volunteering to be the pig?
No, I think you should if you're making money of it.
The day of Illuminated, Missy. It's a symbolism of the devils that the Illuminated had to chase down and kill.
Exactly. How would you feel if you were the devil?
Probably quite
Did
good.
the pig consent to this?
You want to ask the pig, Maeve?
Guards, would you, excuse
I'll-
me?
I'll step up to the guy and I'll pass him like 3 gold. And I'll just be like, she doesn't understand. I'll whisper this to him. I'll get like really close to him. She does understand. She's not really around these parts. She doesn't understand this kind of game, the purpose of it, and she doesn't understand that she thinks you're being cruel to the pig.
I see what's happening here. Usually I don't sell the little ones just yet, but, well, I guess it's yours now.
And he unlocks the gate, and the pig runs out. And just starts running through the streets.
There.
Well, enjoy your pig.
That's
Brandy,
the
can
pig's
we
been
get the other
freed.
one out?
Andros, what did you do?
I think he just
Obviously, the guy was calling for guards. We're gonna cause a scene on a holiday here. We're not doing that, okay? I gave him 3 gold. The pig has been set free. All right, just chill out. We're good.
Andros, I think you've got to name the pig.
I do not need to name the pig.
Uh,
The pig has
Who's
been
gonna
freed.
look after the pig now?
The pig is, like, gone.
It's gone.
It's like, there's, like, hundreds and thousands of people at this event. It's gone.
The pig will not come back unless you give it a name.
His name will be Porkers. There, Porkers the pig.
Or
He's been set free. Thank you, Grin.
you see how quick he bolted out of the gates? He
Grin,
was
and
not
that's
happy.
Galoin, but okay.
I'll then ask the guy running it how much to set them all free and for you to shut down the game.
Well,
Everything
The
can be
whole-
bought with a price.
aye, but people enjoy this event.
Right, but it's not fair treatment of the animals.
What about Bully the Bull?
Bully the Bull is having a great time.
Well, I heard someone bit his horn earlier.
Well, the bull was okay with that, but the pigs, they're
He
not
didn't
okay
get
with it.
consent.
How about 5 platinum for you to stop the game now?
Deal.
Andros, stop.
I'll take out 5 platinum, hand it to him. I'm like, you're good.
Right,
Stop the
well,
game."
folks, show's over. Me and Brandy gotta go release some piggies.
And he shuts the gate, and there's people like, oh, but I wanted to go.
It's alright, son. Bully the Bull's there. He scares me.
Like, his dad's just like dragging this kid towards Bully. And as you guys leave and some pigs are being released into the city now, you guys start making your way over to the token booth, and that's where we'll take a little break so I can go refill my drink and all that good stuff. So we'll be back in like 5-ish minutes, and hopefully we'll have a Shion joining us. So yeah, back in like 5, guys. See you in a minute. Bye. Hello, and welcome back. What drinks, what snacks have we got? And my voice sounded awful then. The hell? What drinks and snacks? Yeah, so what have we got, guys? And
I'm
welcome,
in the Christmas
Lan.
mood. I have gingerbread with apricots.
Nice.
Damn.
I have mini egg Cadbury's.
Mini eggs.
I miss mini eggs.
Mini eggs are good.
What a
French
mini egg.
cheese, as usual.
Nice. What are you eating, Eagle? Doritos? Not sponsored?
Spicy.
Ooh, feeling spicy. Okay, tell us in chat. What have you guys got? Amma, what have you got? Have you got like seaweed wrapped round cheese stuffed sausages? I don't know. You have the weirdest things.
I got gifted cherry banana marmalade this week that someone made themselves.
Wow.
I
Okay.
don't like either of them, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. But I have kids.
Wait. Amma has no weird snacks again. I think Amma needs to lose that title.
Yeah,
Eventually.
I think Amma's
Hmm.
slowly. He's slowly getting to losing that title.
Yeah, you disappointed Summer.
Yeah,
Only
God
this
damn it,
time.
Amma. Awesome. Well, thank you very
Step
much
up
for
your
sharing
game.
that, guys. Right, let's jump back into it. As all of you arrive at a token booth, and as you walk on in, you see all sorts of wondrous things. You see what looks to be like a cocktail/mocktail bar, which has exchanged tokens for drinks. You see what looks to be like a little snack cart where a little old lady is giving out lollipops, chocolates, candy floss. And then there's also just to the side like full meals like fish and chips, pie and chips, sausage and chips, salads, and like sausage rolls and all sorts of different like meaty goodness over there. And then finally, you have a little tiny toy shop, which seems to be selling like plushies of like rocks and griffins, but obviously like a medieval style, so it's like really badly bits of like canvas and stuff sewn together. There's like some wooden toy swords and shields. There's a little music box that when you open it has a little tiny rock that spins around inside, but there's also versions with a griffin or a ship. You also see a little tiny wooden ship hanging on the ceiling in there, as well as a wooden doll of Amelia and Alexander as well in there, as they are celebrating a little bit of Craddock as well as the Day of Illuminated. But yeah, there's all sorts of different things. Some of the cocktails and mocktails that you see, some of the ones that stand out is the Kavakian Blizzard. You see one that definitely stands out to Shion is the Quirinese Sunset, which is on there. You also see Demon Eye. You see the Rosemary Arrow. You see the Passion Fruit Giant, and a couple of others. Another one, the Cherry Blossom Scream. And there's all different ones up there. And some have like a little asterisk next to it. And the three that do is the Kavakian Blizzard, Demon Eye, and the Quirinese Sunset, which have a little asterisk next to them for whatever reason. And the drinks are 5 tokens for a frozen cocktail, or sorry, not frozen, a normal cocktail, or mocktail. It's 3 tokens for a regular ale, and it is 1 token for snacks and 2 tokens for a toy. So by all means, if you want to buy some drinks, I know that Grint had previously said that the winner of the arm wrestle got to choose the drink for Yoshel, and there are some drinks here if you wanted to surprise him with something.
I think I would just browse the toys
Yeah.
of sorts because I have 3 whole tokens. Yeah.
Grin,
How much for a music box?
2.
I will take a music box.
Which one? The rock, the griffin, or the ship?
The griffin.
There you go. And then you open it up, it plays a little tune, and there's a little griffin that spins on the inside.
Can you smell? Grint goes to Grint goes to Ondros and stands next to him and just nudges him slightly and goes,
Does does your friend know voodoo?
Who are you asking knows voodoo?
You
I doubt she does. I don't think she's a very voodoo type of person.
okay? Well, that's the Alexander doll off the table.
You know, she can't just do what she wants, right? Like,
Well, I don't know what she can do yet, so I just thought I'd ask. Just trying to get her involved in everything, you know.
she doesn't want to be involved.
Well, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. I've been trying. She doesn't want to be involved right now.
Well, you can't do it all on your own. You need a little bit of help. That's what I'm here for, good old buddy, old pal. I'm guessing I can't get her a drink.
She's only in my head. She's not physically here to take a drink.
So I can't convince you to drink for her.
If she wants to drink, she'll let me know if she wants to drink.
Okay. What do you want me to get for Yashel?
Get him the top one, the Craddock one. The blizzard one.
Oh, the Kavokian Blizzard?
Yeah, the Kavakian blizzard.
I'll get Yashel a Kavokian Blizzard.
And as he does walk away, I will ask, like, I'll literally ask in my head, are you wanting to drink anything from here? I doubt you want to. I'm just asking for the sake of being a friend to you.
All you hear is just.
I know, you're not very, you know, you could just let me know what you want. I would help you out. I know what you want, but I'm asking if you want anything like here, you know, fun.
It's just a waste of time.
You know, maybe you can lighten up a little bit.
Maybe you could retrieve a brooch.
You're starting to make me not want the brooch.
You were the
This is
one
a
that
joke.
wanted it in the first
it's a
place.
joke. It's a joke. I want the brooch, but you know what? You're a hassle.
Coming from you.
Well, at least I know when to have fun.
There's the person that hasn't joined in with your friends the majority of this time while they have fun.
Yeah, that's a good point. But you know, maybe if you would, I don't know, be cool and be like, hey, you know, we should do that. Maybe we could both have fun. It's a festival.
Maybe
after all.
you should stop blaming me for your own actions.
I'm trying to get you involved, not trying to blame you for anything. There's a difference.
You said the reason you didn't have fun is because I didn't advise you to have fun.
Because I want you to be involved. I want you to maybe, you know, be friends with us. You've had friends before, right? You had a few friends back in your...
All
in
of
your
my
time?
friends are dead.
But you can make new ones.
She goes silent. Yeah, so you buy a Kavakian Blizzard with your tokens, and you see this goblet come out. This goblet of drink that comes out, and it is just this electric blue and white, like, absolute mess that comes out to you, and there's loads of ice in it, and you can see it's meant to, like, kind of look like snow and some ice and some water, but it kind of doesn't really go. And they place it down because you can see they're very busy. They're trying to keep it up. And you imagine the poster of whatever this would be would probably look very good, but their rushed version of it comes on out. And when you touch it, it's like ice cold. It's so cold to the touch. And yeah.
Yashul, this one's for you.
Oh,
Ondros chose it for you.
pleasant. Are you not having one?
What's the strongest looking thing that they've got?
You see, Demon Eye looks pretty strong.
I'll get 2.
Okay, you get 2
How-
Demon Eyes.
How many tokens are the Demon Eyes? Is it like 5?
It's 5 tokens each.
Cool, that's all my tokens done then. That's fine.
Okay, not a problem. Yeah, you get 2 Demon Eyes and the Kavakian Blizzard. And you see Yashul, he takes a sip, and immediately, like, he just recalls, like, his eyes and everything go, like, funny. And I need to make a con save for him, which I'll do like this, because I don't have a sheet open at the minute. Yep. He sips it, and immediately, like, one eye just closes. And he's just sat there like, ugh.
Thank you.
And
Don't thank me. Thank Ondros.
yeah, and you get 2 Demon Eyes, which are blood red, and there is an ice cube, a circular sort of ice cube. It seems to be shaved in, and it has a little tiny black bit in the middle to look like an eye bobbing in the drink. And yeah, these 2 drinks come out for you. You take them. Just take a sip.
I'll take a mouthful.
Okay, Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, please. As it is extremely strong.
13?
Okay. Yeah. You take a sip, and immediately the alcohol percentage in this is very high. And yeah, you kind of recoil for like a second as you kind of see everything move a little slower around you, and then like you kind of get it back as you're just like, oh, like that was yeah. This has got a lot of alcohol in it.
Oh, wow. I think I taste color.
And it's got the taste of it is actually really strange, because you'd assume it'd be like raspberry or strawberry or something like that. It's really citrusy. It's like you taste it expecting it to be this like fruity flavor, but then you're just hit with citrus, and it's just like, that is not what you expected at all, and it's quite deceitful in what like it tastes like and what it looks like. But it's not bad. It's just got a lot of alcohol.
Is each mouthful a con save with disadvantage?
No, it's just when
Okay.
it's the whole drink. You get this sort
Cool.
of feeling every time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got my 2. I'll move on to the other at some point, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is anyone else getting any drinks?
Maeve's gonna go up to the stand and pull out her molecule and start reading what's there to get.
Okay, yeah.
And as she spots Kuronese, she's like, oh. So she'll order the Kuronese drink.
Sunset, yeah.
She's like, I'll have 2 straws with that. And then, I don't know what the snacks are.
So some of the snacks, for 1 token, you can get like a big lollipop, a handful of chocolates, or some candy floss. 2 tokens, you can get a giant lollipop, almost the size of your head. You can get a box of chocolates. You can also get like donuts and that sort of thing there. And then for the 3 tokens, it's like full meals.
Right. I'm gonna get a lollipop the size of my head and
Nice.
some candy floss.
Nice. There you go. Yeah, you get a little mixed bag there.
Right, and then once I get the drink, I'm gonna go over to Shion. Shion!
I guess
You
I
won't
guess
believe
I'm
it.
here already.
Yeah.
Because I was about to ask what's special about the Quirnese sunset.
I'll say as well, Shion, you have 5 tokens, so if you want to get yourself your own one, you can do so.
No, but Maeve called me first. I would have gotten one, but she called me first. So yeah, what is it?
They have a drink that came all the way from Curran. For us. I wanted to try it too.
Sure.
And I like plot the drink between the both of us.
Guess I take a sip.
Both of you, can you make con saves, please?
Ugh.
Oh!
22.
Well,
Oh.
it wasn't a saving throw, but you still
Oh,
smashed
sorry.
it. No, you're all good. You're all good. 'Cause it's, I think it's more or the same. So yeah, you both drink it, and it's not unpleasant. But you drink it, and it's like mango, passion fruit. There's all these different flavors in it, and you're like, oh, this is nice. And then you breathe afterwards, and there's just this burning sensation in your throat. Almost like a fireball sort of like esque aftertaste, but it's nice. It's pleasant. If you had have drank this and maybe not been as recipient to this drink, then it might have caught you off guard. But no, it's quite pleasant, and there's this like burning warmth that comes from the back of your throat on this. And yeah, it's nice.
Does it taste like home?
Well, in a way, it does. I mean, it's the first time I've tasted mango in weeks. I wonder where they get it. I doubt they'll get it all the way from Quirin, but
Ask them.
yeah, I will.
Ask them.
So I'll go over to the vendor. Like, where did you get the inspiration for this cocktail? It's magnificent.
Oh, we had a few folks a few years back. They come over. They were travelers, you see, and they told us that the people of Quirin, the Quirinese, a lot of them seem to like the taste of mangoes. Well, here in Craddock, we don't grow and harvest mangoes, but there's an isle not too far from here that actually does. So, we imported some.
Maeve, darling, when all this is done and you've let's go take a visit there and eat all the mangoes.
Yes. I have never tried mangoes. Well, I guess in this drink now, but that doesn't count, does it?
Well, it does taste a bit like it. It's also got some other fruits in them, and well, it does taste like back home a bit. Thank you. And
You're
I'll just
welcome.
buy a big box of donuts for the both of us.
Did you say home?
Well, yes.
Oh,
I'm-
you're from Quirin.
I am from Quirin. That's why I really wanted to
Oh.
try this drink.
Well, here. And he turns around and he goes into a box and he pulls out a mango. Here, for you.
Thank you so much.
It's totally fine. We got a lot in, you see, because we knew we'd be here for today, and we'd be selling quite a few of them. One mango's not gonna go missing. There you go.
You're so kind. Thank you so
Just
much.
keep it cool. We are in a heat wave at the minute, so it might be a bit difficult. But yeah, if you manage to keep it cool, it'll be quite nice.
I don't think it will last for very long.
Oh, perfect.
Do they have different chocolate flavors?
Yeah,
Or
like
is it just-
a mixture. They've got some like fruitier chocolate and dark chocolate, white chocolate, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I will just use my one token that I have left out of the
Yeah.
3.
You buy a handful of chocolates.
Yeah, I will just get some like
Nice.
fruity chocolates.
Yeah, it's like an assortment. You get all sorts of different flavors. Yeah. Perfect. And yeah, you guys sit at a table, you have these drinks and a few of these chocolates. And as the day and the night goes on and grows, is there anything anyone wanted to do before we kind of conclude the festival's end as you all drink and have merriment and enjoy the festivities of the Day of Illumination?
Did,
I'll cut up the mango and give half to Maeve.
Nice, nice. Yeah.
My
Did-
first mango.
did you mention that a full meal was like 3 coins?
3 coins, yeah, you can get like a full meal. Most of them are like fish based because this is like, you know, a port city, should I say. So yeah, it's a lot of fish based meals, but yeah, there's a few other things as well. Sausages and pork and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm just buying a mixed a plate and then share it with the rest of it. I'm 3
Nice,
coins,
yeah, like
so-
a platter
yeah,
of some
like
sort.
a platter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a problem.
For me, I was just gonna share chocolates with the rest of the people, but what I mainly aimed to do was also like, yeah, just suck up to Yashul a bit more and try and find out where they around and like if they nearby and all that.
Now you're testing me. Let me have a quick look at my handout because I know exactly where it is on the map, but my brain off the top of my head. They tell you that they are. Well, sorry.
We are based further north, closer to Talis and Maritusa.
Okay. Do you mind
We-
if I visit?
By all means, come along. Yes.
Cool. I'd love that.
Yes, it would be nice to have the insight of another within our halls.
Is this conversation like whispered, or are you kind of having it over drinks?
Just conversation over drinks and all that. Yep.
Awesome.
Open to all.
Can I roll insight, please, on Yashul here? I'm looking to see whether his interests are more than platonic towards our good friend Erhard.
Sure. Wait. Roll 20. There we go. What did you roll? A natural 20. 22. Yoshua seems a very, very hard person to read because a lot of the time when they speak, and I don't know if I portray it well enough, but they show no emotion. Like, they are very emotionless and speak in such a weird way. You definitely get the sense with a natural 2022 that he seems very interested in Erhard, but whether it's his abilities he's interested or Erhard himself, you're not 100%. But he's definitely interested. But yeah, the whether you don't even know if Yosho was interested in anyone. But yeah, I'd say you see him. He's interested in Erhard and his abilities and the fact he casts spells and that sort of thing. He seems very keen on magic. And I would say, actually, with your natural 20, he constantly keeps glancing towards Ondros's direction throughout the entire time that you guys are together.
Rin just leans forward on the table, one hand like this in his palm of his hand, and he's got his straw in his drink, just stirring it like that. Just watching all of this panel.
Yeah. Yeah. And at that, we will conclude this evening, as all of you have drinks, merriment, party. You just have a great time. It's the day of Illumination. The partying goes on until like 2 in the morning, where things start to then die down. Lots of candles are lit, pyres are lit. They let off the lanterns that they let into the sky. Like there's these canvas lanterns which they put a candle in and they let them off into the sky to illuminate the sky like it once was all them years ago. And yeah, you guys have a great time. You meet some locals, some people. You meet all sorts of walks of life and have drinks and merriment throughout the rest of the evening. And then we will come into our downtime days, as all of you have just over 3 days to get some stuff done. So, why don't you all roll me a d20? And that'll determine who goes first. Let's see what everyone rolls. Well, okay. Grint. Mr. Grintlewood Pocket Torn. I guess we start with you.
I'm going to very quickly roll a con save to see quite how hungover I am in the morning.
Nice. Yeah, I like that idea.
Natural 20.
Oh.
No, not natural 20, but a 20.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We're
You
good.
shrug
We're
it
fine.
off. You're all good. So you now have 3 days to sort some things out. Just over 3 days, about 3.5, to sort some things out, to get some stuff done in the city. You've already sent me a little list of what you want to do. So, what is the first thing on your agenda?
First thing on the agenda will be meeting Koilash, and I guess we'll maybe speak to the Crown briefly and kind of just ask them to give us like a push in the right direction of where can we get the property I'm looking for.
Yes. Yeah, the advisory, the property to help with your advising of the city. Yeah, so you meet up with Koilash. You and Koilash go together towards the King's Court, where you meet with Amelia and a few other council members who point you in the right directions. You do meet with the Dwarven gentleman, who is the Master of Coin. And he does say to you, I'm just trying to find his name. But yeah, he does say to you that he is more than willing to give you some of the King's Court's coin to help establish this, as this is something for the city. But by all means, any money that you are willing to put in yourself for a better property and furniture and that sort of thing would obviously also be very welcomed. So that happens. They do find you a 2-story building on the outskirts of the nicer end of town. You put 2,500 towards it, gold. 2,500 gold towards it. It's a 2-story property with a little cellar, a little courtyard, 2 big rooms upstairs, 1 small room, and then 2 large rooms downstairs with the staircase and hallway in one. And yeah, it's a nice little property. You get taken to it. It's vacant. Straight away, you set your eyes on it. You enjoy it. You like it. And you put your name down for it. While all this is going on, I'd say this probably takes half a day. Half of the first day that you go through establishing this property, taking a look around it, and putting the coin and deposit towards it. It will take you a day until all the proceedings have gone through, sped up with the King's Court's aid. So the next day you'll be able to get in there and start moving bits about. So what do you want to do with what's next on the agenda?
Next on the agenda is the hiring of the staff.
Okay, so as any good advisor would need, some hirelings, you go through an interview process. Speaking with the King's Court again, you set up some job opportunities for the townsfolk, and you manage to get some interviews set up for the following day. And your positions that you're looking for are 4 guards, a cleaner, a receptionist, an investigator, a spy, and a messenger. Which is your crew of people that you wish to work for you. And yeah, you send out the word and get the feelers out for that day. And yeah, you've got some interviews lined up for the next day.
Brilliant.
I will say that's probably day 1 of your whole thing to get all that set up. So we roll into day 2 of all of this. And on day 2, you have your interviews. After half a day of interviewing different walks of life, you eventually settle. And by all means, you can tell me your staff if you wish.
So for the guards, we end up going with Clix Jarfoot, the male goblin, Mob the unsightly razor, the male orc, Pyre the fire genasi, the female fire genasi, and then we found on the outskirts Goosh Goosh, the male grung.
Yep, the grung.
The grung.
Yep.
We have the cleaner, who is Droolheart Marauder, an orc, a male orc. We have Annabelle Wispwood, the female human receptionist. We have Liara Dewpetal, who is the high elf investigator, Neriora Tealbreaker, the sea elf spy, and Trail in the Woods, the tabaxi messenger.
Yeah, and after a lengthy interviewing process of roughly about 8 hours of you just interviewing all these different people, you eventually settle on these and say to them that they will begin works within the next few days, and you'll get to all of them. And you obviously have your steward as Koilash as well, who will be taking care of things while you're away. And I believe you're also offering a smaller position to Oscar, is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, just to help out whenever he wants some cash, to earn a day's wage and that sort of thing, if he wants to take a step out of the night sort of like line of work.
And there's kind of a similar, not a similar role, but in terms of how often they'll be there, a similar thing for Atlantia, Severin as well.
Yes, yeah.
And I will also put 4,500 gold in the vault within the building for the general kind of upkeep, the salaries, everything like that.
Yeah, and that'll cover it for, I believe we discussed, you've basically put enough money in there for an entire year of salaries and upkeep of the business.
Yes.
So that's what you definitely get up to. And I will say over the last couple of days, you speak with Atlantia again, was it, about the coin?
Yes. So I give Atlantia a 2,500 gold to basically give on to my daughters.
Yep.
To kind of be put through, so it doesn't look like it's coming from me. Yeah,
and she explains to you as well that what she'll do is she'll set it up so it looks like it's come from Quirin.
Yeah.
And she's going to direct it from Taron, which makes total sense, being a relative of theirs. Maybe they've come into some coin over there, and he's sending some back towards his, I believe they're his nieces. So yeah. Yeah, awesome.
And then the rest is coming with me, I believe. And
yes. Yeah.
Grint he's gonna grab some stuff from his, just kind of pack up the rest of his belongings, and basically the last one of his days he's gonna be working on something with Ondros.
Yeah. And you're also gonna rewrite a letter that you wrote, I believe, as well, to Samuel's parents?
Yes, I'm gonna rewrite and send that letter.
Yeah, send the letter towards Samuel's parents. And what's happening with the dog? Because you got a dog called Samuel. Is he coming with you, or is he being left in the care of Koilash? Just so I know for future reference. Are you planning on taking him or not?
The dog's coming with us, right?
Okay, there you go. That, at least in Grint's mind, that he's planning on doing that. Not a problem. Okay, so that's what happens with Grint over the next few days. We will go, who rolled the second highest? Erhard. What do you get up to first in the first few days that you have?
I mean, in general, like it's more or less agenda of trying to open Craddock up to more magic or more understanding of it or something. So I think I would like to get to know Emilia better, just talk to her about her views on it. Maybe if she wants to see some predestination of me just procuring like a trinket, or just like showing some of the stuff that can be done, harmless things.
Yeah, trying to show more of the harmless magics that can help everyday life, and just kind of supporting and pushing that. And maybe speaking with Yoshol as well, as the three of you get together, kind of trying to come up with ways to introduce this new wave of allowing magic into this region. And you assist with all of the spells that you're capable of doing to assist in these matters. So yeah, and I'll say you spend like half a day or so, maybe 3/4 of a day across your time with them, kind of come up with new strategies and ways to break the no magic to okay magic, like, sort of barrier, and at least give them sort of an insight into what you think could help them with that process.
Yeah. Yeah, and kind of like maybe even like since God, that name Yashol is involved, like also try and maybe there's gonna be a setup of maybe she wants to also see what the Alabaster Eyes are doing. Maybe we can go there together or something, or she wants to get more of like an insight on it as well. But just in general, like set up the whole premise of like figuring out how to maybe establish something that's more also for people that are also interested in magical things, or maybe people that have the ability and maybe they hiding it or they're scared of it,
Yeah.
or they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, so you do that, and then I believe most of your time is going to be spent within the Emerald Library. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Emerald Library, or yeah, like I assume maybe the Alabaster Eyes also have research properties that one could use. But yeah, the Emerald Library for like maps of the areas that we are supposed to visit and information about it.
Yeah.
As like they know more about like Zotish and
Yeah.
potentially what Kuvak and yeah, stuff.
Yeah. Well, the Alabaster Eyes themselves don't have a building or a place within Ithaldor, and it's quite a few days travel, weeks, should I say,
Yeah,
to their
bit as much.
homestead. But Yoshol is more than willing to give any information that you require based on this. Finding information on Zotish itself and the capital cities and such is very difficult. Very limited information is actually found, purely because all of their cities and towns are within a mountain. And there are literally, it's a whole mountain peak, and there's loads of mountains off of it, and the entrance is into the mountain. So there are tunnels and networks that lead to these different places, and it's primarily dwarven folk, gnomish folk, and those that would live in those sort of kind of conditions. You would know that originally the deep roads that linger between the main bulk of the mountain in the center of northern Veritas used to originally link to Zotish, because it was where they originally made punishments for their people when they sent them to death sentences and such. But as it branched out and they opened it up more to northern Veritas as a whole, it then kind of became a communal place that if there was a death sentence or people were on death row for really bad things, they would just throw them into this thing unless they had their own means of doing so. But yeah, Zotish is a very secretive and guarded sort of region. No maps, unfortunately, are found, apart from the entrance, which is very close to Bento, which is one of the smaller towns of Craddock. And it's one of the major rivers that runs through Zotish, comes out beside Bento. So yeah, that'd be, you would know that's one of the entrances for that. Yes, okay, yeah, so that's what you learn for that. Learning on Kavak, you know that the Kavakian people are like nomadic tribesmen. There is a capital city called let me find it. Grand Kathos, I believe? Yes, Grand Kathos, which is the capital city of Kavak, which is stationary. No one leaves it. But there are not many towns or cities within Kavak that actually stay stationary, as a lot of them are just nomadic tribes that travel all across the region. You also wanted to research a little bit on the White Death, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, very little.
Yeah.
But it is a white chromatic dragon that is said to be very old. Are you good? Yeah, cool. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I heard you say something. I didn't know what you said.
Yeah,
yeah.
apparently I was unmuted, but my mic was flashing. So I was like, huh?
Huh? No, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So it's a Yeah, it's a white dragon, very old. They don't know whether it's ancient. They don't know how old it is, but it is said that wherever it goes, it brings a storm and a blizzard with it. But they're the only records you really have of it, because not many people that have seen it have survived. But yeah, that's the information that you get of that. And then Elenasta, I believe you wanted to know about druidic circles.
Yeah, potential like sites where you can find them, or where they might have
Braddock-
access, like especially with Yashol having mentioned that they tried reaching out to them, and yeah.
So with the Emerald Library, Craddock have no information on any locations or whereabouts of druidic tribes. As you can imagine, they're probably a pretty well-guarded secret of Elenasta, because if their druidic tribes get attacked by outsiders and, you know, too many people start entering the forests to find them, it would disturb that natural order and balance. So they try and keep it very stush, but Yoshel does inform you that there are many different pockets of druids throughout, and if you just traveled through, you'd probably bump into them, or they would bump into you first.
They will find you. Okay.
Yeah. And then finally, you wanted to know about the Shadowfell, and this obviously takes a lot of your time of researching, but we'll come to the Shadowfell in a bit, because some other people also want to research that, so I'll do it all in one big bulk, rather than me saying it 3 or 2 times. Cool. So, is that everything? Oh no, you wanted to practice cooking?
Yeah. I mean, that's like more of a minor thing, like on the side once in a while, I guess. Like
yeah,
just
using
whip it
the
out
cooking
and
supplies that you
maybe
bought a little while
finding
back. Yeah.
some kind of teacher, or like someone that I can look at and do stuff
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, I'll
I don't
say
know.
that there's a few of the King's Court chefs. You wander on down and examine how, like, their spices and herbs that they use, and after a bit of time they give you some to practice with yourself. And yeah, you just get a little bit more confident with cooking. Awesome. Right, well, we'll come back to you for the Shadowfell stuff in a minute. Next up, I believe, was Maeve. Let me go back to the rolls.
Yes.
Maeve, hello.
Hello.
So, over your next 4-ish days, I believe primarily you wanted to make some potions. Is that correct?
See if I can buy stuff so I can make potions, and then there's another thing that I want to do. Yeah.
Well, yeah, herbalists, apothecaries, and alchemists within Craddock are quite popular, so there are many resources to be bought. If you want to buy the potion stuff for greater healing, each mushroom, I believe, is 25 gold, and then I believe the silver shade items are, did I say 75 or 50?
I think the total is 75.
Oh, also, yeah, so
make
there you go.
one.
Yeah. So 75 gold per potion, and for those potions, I will need a check from you, which will be your herbalist kits. And I will say, because each one takes about 18 hours. So you'd be able to
18?
make, I believe so. Let me just double check. I think it is for greater, because it's uncommon. Let's have a look. Common recipes are 6 to 8.
Must be then.
Uncommon 18 to 24, so it's 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So you can make one a day.
Yeah. We have like 3.5 days.
Yeah. I'll say for the purposes of, if you want to make 4, it limits what other stuff you can do, but you can still do some other stuff in between as well as sleeping.
I will buy 4 potions worth of ingredients.
Yep.
And I'll make 3.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Yeah, not a problem. So, yeah, mark off.
300.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Quick math? Yeah.
Quick
Perfect.
maths.
Yeah, sure. 300
Tell me
gold.
if I'm wrong.
I don't think it is. I think it's 290.
No, it's 75 a piece. Like 75 per potions, ingredients.
Ignore
Times
me.
4.
You're right. You are right. Yeah. Well done. Okay, cool. Yeah, 300 gold's worth. So you get your 4, and then I'll just need 3 herbalist checks, which you can you get with your wisdom, and it is your proficiency bonus on top. And the DC isn't very high. I believe it's I think it's like a 10.
1,
I'll just find out for you. 2 seconds.
2, 3.
Go there. It is DC 12. There you go.
Oh, I missed
Uh,
1.
You did, yeah. So you managed to make 2, but unfortunately you do botch one of them. Unless you've got any way to, you could give yourself guidance.
Is that allowed on a
Sure.
on a herbalism kit?
You've got like a whole day, so for the sake of this,
I mean,
I will say for the sake of this,
If I was
you
doing
could
it
have given
privately.
yeah, it would have been private. You'd have had plenty of time to do it in your own time. I will say you could have used guidance to give yourself a minimum of 12, which is just enough to do it. So you make 2 perfectly. 1, it's a little, yeah, you managed to make it, but it was touch and go.
Probably
yeah,
just,
so you
yeah.
managed to make
Probably
2.
the first one, a bit hungover.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, so you do that, and then with your spare time, I would say,
Yes.
yeah, you've got about just over half a day to do some bits. And do you spend that with Andros?
I think Andros is also wanting to go to do some studies. I don't think we're studying the exact same thing, but I think it's maybe the same place.
Yeah, it'll be the
Library,
Emerald
sort
Library.
of anywhere.
Yeah, Emerald
Yeah.
Library,
Yeah.
Okay,
It'd be the
Yeah.
same
So
place.
awesome. So then we will cut on over to Shion, I believe. Yeah, Shion.
Great. So, I do want to spend, like, I want to talk to my father, obviously. Please don't make me do this in installments of 24 words.
We're not going to, because
I
we have
really
now,
don't want to
yeah,
do that.
we have now realized that Fast Scribe actually allows you to cast Sending as many times as you want to the person that you have the signature of. So technically, she can cast it to Maeve as many times as she wants, and her father as many times as she wants. So you basically get a conversation. So yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You don't need to RP it, but if you
No,
wanna,
no, no,
if you
no,
wanna
no,
tell me the
it's-
sort of topics.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to know how it's going over there. What exactly the fuck happened? I obviously know, like, the Tungsten Wolves basically screwed them over. I just want to know, like, first of all, just what's going on? Like, basic gossip. What's the deal over there? I also want to know whether he's already found something on the Northern Rocks, and that I'll most likely not be home in time for the Feast of the 100 Veils, and if there's anything that I can do from a distance to help him out, because I fear for his life, and especially next month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for so your father Ivan. I said your Fiven. Your father Ivan. Fiven. Yeah. So your father Ivan. You speak with, and he explains exactly what happened. In that he got news that you had left the city in search of your own, like, destiny, and finding something that you can say, I did this, and like a proof and a worth of yourself, which he was a little bit upset about to begin with, but immediately he realized that in his younger years it's exactly what he would have done. So he starts to simmer down, but after some time passes, he starts to realize there's been no word, you haven't returned, until one day the Tungsten Wolves arrives at his door, informing him that you got lost from the group, and that you lost contact, and that they have no idea where you are. To which your father was furious. He struck Yuno, who presented him with this information. And when he did, Yuno got very angry. The two got into a bit of an altercation. And then, in the end, your father told him that he must find his daughter. Meaning Yuno must go out and search for his daughter. And if he was to bring her back, there would be a hefty reward. Your father then explains that after a bit of time and some money spent, as Yuno needed to keep buying resources to find this daughter, eventually he arrived with the dead corpse of a young girl who he assumed was you, as she was dressed in similar clothes. Her face was beaten and bruised, so you couldn't make out certain depictions of your character, but your father was so overwhelmed with dread, guilt, and sorrow that he just lapped it up and believed it.
Obviously, I tell him what really happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as this is all going on. He then tells you over the next month or so, he is so distraught, he is like killing him, like not killing himself, but like he is like absolutely hating like life. He's realized the purpose of his life this whole time. And that it was always you, and that he was blind to the fact that you were a very impressive woman and you were coming into your own, and that he never really thought about what your intentions were and what you wanted. It was always what he wanted, because he realized he wanted to continue his legacy. And that's all that he's always ever thought about, and you are his legacy. He breaks down big time to Shion, to poor Shion. Where he confesses to doing terrible things in his time. And at one point, he mentions your mother's name and then goes silent. And you don't hear from him for the rest of that day until the next day, where he apologizes for the previous day. And he basically tells you bits and bobs that he finds out about the Northern Rocks. He tells you about that they are apparently some sort of mercenary group, not knowing exactly where they're from other than the north. He knows that they're not from Krakadoon, so maybe they're from the Kajami jungles or further north than that. He also starts to tell you he's used a lot of coin, and the Loraniel wealth is dwindling. But now that he is aware of you being alive, he is trying to get back on top of it.
Is it dwindling enough to compromise his second ring status?
At the moment, no.
Okay, good.
But yeah, if he doesn't get back on top of it, it could do. But for now, he seems okay. But yeah, he's lost a lot of money. And he tells.
People tend to believe him when he says that I'm still alive?
That's a good question actually. He starts telling people, and people believe that he's going through a second grieving process. However, his right-hand slave, shall we say, backs up the information, and a few of the locals that you know around the second ring are starting to believe that this from the Tungsten Wolves has maybe tried to con your father, and is escorted out of the second ring. But yeah, he's taken a lot of your father's coin, and he now has a vengeance towards the Loraniel name once again. But that's the last you've heard of and your father telling you that sort of thing. And the last thing he tells you is, and it's more of a passing comment because there's so much talk. He's asking you about your journeys and such as well. But he does inform you that the king has fallen ill.
Okay.
And that's a worrying sight, considering how close we are to the 100 Veils.
I also will tell him, basically the full extent of what we're doing.
Everything?
Everything.
Malakesh, the orb?
Malakesh, the orb. I do
Okay.
tell him, but it's obviously in locked off rooms with no one there,
Yeah, no, I
making
get that.
sure that no one else hears this. But I will tell him everything. Everything that happened.
Okay,
Just,
Yeah, that's information
and
overload
if-
for him.
Yeah, it is. And if he it's okay, I can I can contact him whenever. And if there's anything that I can, if there's anything that please tell, or you learn somewhere,
Yeah.
please tell me.
You just get the sense that he's very relieved that you are alive. and that he seems to have found his purpose once again in life, and maybe this could be for the better for him as a whole. But yeah, he's very relieved that you are alive because you are his legacy, and that's the one thing he's always been worrying about.
Yeah.
Okay, and
But there's nothing really I can do for him, being at such a like a distance.
yeah, you get the sense that he doesn't need anything other than to get his own head straight to sort out the mess he's put himself in. Which is just going to take time. It's time, recouping money, maybe selling some things off to recoup some more money to put himself in a better financial position again. But yeah, he's okay. He seems all right. He was just very heartbroken, and then you were back, and then he wasn't sure if you were back, and then he was telling people you're back, and people not believing you're back. So yeah, he's going for a bit of an emotional roller coaster per se at the minute. But yeah, and then these conversations happen. I imagine every few nights, well, probably every night, you're just having a few conversations with him, so that's spread around. So with the rest of your time, is there anything else that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I do. I'm not necessarily planning on doing it straight away, but I do want to look into what it would cost me and whether I could find a crew crazy enough to eventually get me back home. Not now, but I want to look into it. Just in case.
Well, as you start looking into it, you are approached by one of the King's Guard as you're asking around for different crews and different ships. And one of the King's Guard takes you over to a sailor by the name of Torbjorn, and he is Dwarven sailor who is the rightful owner of the Iron Griffin. And he informs you that now that the seas are clear and that you have done him a justice in killing this sea serpent, using his ship to slay it and getting him some fame, even though he refused to sail on it with the beast at large, he has said that his ship is open for travels for the Iron Vortex whenever they call upon it. When you mention going to Quirin, you definitely notice a demeanor change, but he feels like he can't refuse you for what you have recently done. So if you did want to go, he would be somewhat willing, I think.
Yeah, I'll
best way
try
of
to
putting it.
reassure him a bit. Like it's not gonna be all that bad. I mean, there's pirates everywhere, right?
You get the sense that this guy is kind of like, we will go into this Blackwater Bay, you will get off, and we are getting the hell out of there. Like, you get the sense he'll
Sure.
drop you off, he ain't waiting around. That's the sort of sense you get.
If that's
he's
what he
willing.
wants to do, yeah.
willing.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the rest of my time, I just wanna, gather some ingredients for poisons just in case.
Yeah,
just
not a
in the
problem.
outskirts of the city, and
Yeah, of course, because you can't really be like, hey, I'm poison stuff.
hello.
Okay, yeah. There are a few ingredients that you can pick up purchasing in shops, which aren't necessarily ingredients for poison kits, but you could be like supplements, like you could use them instead of. So I'll say that you pick some of them up, which I will discuss with you out of game over the Christmas period, because we've got plenty of time to sort that out. Not a problem. Yeah, so we'll do that one. Right, next up, Andros. Hey, Andros.
Hey. So Andros isn't really up to too much. It's just kind of doing the same motions every day, but just a little different. Throughout his time, he'll take like the morning part of his day to just kind of speak to the Katha, trying to build that friendship a little bit, and try to maybe learn more about her backstory, maybe her childhood, maybe how she gained the power she had, and just see if she gets more willing to open up to me over the next few days. And then, other than that, I will probably the first day in like the afternoon, spend that afternoon with Amelia. I'll try to make a time to talk to Amelia and try to just see what her knowledge is on kingdoms, how they're ran, like what's really needed to run a kingdom, stuff of that nature. Just try to get as much information on that as I can, since she knows a lot about, hopefully a lot about kingdoms.
Yep.
Maybe see if she would even let her father help in and give me some advice or whatnot moving forward. And just kind of give them updates on like, what I know of the situation that's going on in Fortis, and kind of tell them why I want to do what I'm doing and stuff of that
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah, and you have these conversations with both Takatha and Amelia and the king. With Takatha, she urges you to use your abilities that she has gifted you, and in return, she will give you what you require. So, I don't know if at some point you try and find an animal or something to test these abilities on.
I would wait for one of the next mornings to maybe go out and maybe just find an animal, and we'll try it. We'll see what happens.
You find a little piglet in the middle of the street, and it runs into an alleyway, a darkened alleyway. It would be perfect opportunity for something larger than like a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go for it. Okay.
We'll go for it, yeah.
You go into the alleyway and you use your Takatha's might.
Takatha's, yeah. Takatha's blight. I think it's called blight.
Blight, yeah, sorry, Blight's
blight.
the other one. Yeah, so yeah, you use Takatha's blight, so you take the glove off of your hand and you see the blackened hand before you. And as you reach out towards the pig and it starts to squeal and squirm, noticing that you're getting closer, and you grab it, and as you do, you feel its life energy be sucked out of it and into you. And the pig lays dead in the alleyway.
Great. I will never speak of this as I put on my glove and immediately...
You know what? Roll me a stealth check with advantage.
Oh,
because it's in a big hustle and bustle city in a dark alleyway. Okay. Yeah, and you do so, and you drain the power from this thing, and you feel like a strength in your arm. And she tells you to release that strength into yourself.
Into myself.
Mm-hmm.
I will do that. Whatever.
Okay. And as you place the hand on your chest and release, you feel a soothing and healing magic come from out of you. And you feel that if you were injured, you seem to have replenished half of what you took from the pig's life.
So, question is, Takatha's blight does that for me already. Once I touch it, I heal from that.
Yeah, so
But then-
Takatha's blight, you use necrotic energy to suck the life out of a creature. You heal half back, and then you get one charge for Takatha's might,
Yes.
which
that I can
allows
use
you to heal half of those back into someone else. And you can choose yourself.
Okay.
And
Great.
with you bowing down to Takatha's might, one would say, you start to learn more of Takatha. She tells you that she was a Hemocraft healer, a blood witch of sorts that lived within the Red Sands, as you know, the Scarlet Sands, as some called it. She informs you that over the years, many warriors would come to her and require aid, and she would only heal those that had taken a life before. So any warriors that turned up that were injured that hadn't taken lives would either die or would leave with their injuries and not be healed. She tells you that she never actively harms someone unless they attacked her first, until one day where all the tribes near the Red Sands all attacked her to try and kill her. Which is why the Red Sands became the Red Sands. Because the amount of blood that was spilt that day seeped into the sands around her home and changed them forever with the Hemocraft magics that then was left within the ground. She then got a reputation for being a murderer and killer, and eventually she was slain.
I'll
However-
ask for the name.
She does not give one. She doesn't give a name for who killed her,
Okay.
but she tells you that with her last dying breath, she managed to transfer her soul into her brooch.
Okay.
And that is as much information as you get.
She does. She wouldn't give me any clue as to what her goal might be. Nothing of that sort.
That's what she opens up with you as you have now used your power. And yeah, she refers to you whenever she speaks to you as either Andros or Champion.
Great. Okay.
But that's the information you gather over
Can
the
I-
next few days.
Can I roll an insight just real quick, just to see if like she's starting to open up, as in she might see me as like a friend or maybe like a trusted ally or something?
Roll me an insight check, sure.
Let's see what
On
my
the voice in
standing
your head.
is. Sure. 22. It's actually not bad.
You get the sense that she's very true to her word. In that, if you give... Sorry, if... She will take if you give. So there's always a give and take. You must give something, and then you will receive something. So by giving in to her and using the power she has given you, she has given you more information.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. And then I guess I get this information from Amelia and the king as well about kingdoms,
Yeah,
of that
about the
nature.
kingdoms, and about like he was basically saying so King Julius was saying that the way that Craddock's monarchy was formed was that the banners of 9 was originally the banners of 10. And his own house was one of these banners, and eventually his ancestors, they became like the biggest banner of all of the banners. So they united all of the different folk, and then his banner was deemed the monarchs of all of the banners. So what he's basically trying to tell you is, if you unite the tribes as one, and then your tribe is seen as uniting the tribes, you could then raise a kingdom because all the tribes become united. And that's kind of what he tells you with the banners, and that's how this kingdom was formed. Originally, they were all different individual, like, steads that used to fight and battle one another for more terrain. But over the years, when they all become united as one, they then chose him and his, well, not him, but his family lineage and his ancestors to be the monarchs, and they served him.
Okay.
So that's the
Cool.
information that they give you.
Cool. So that would probably be day one of like part of the
Yeah,
conversation.
the Decathlon stuff like spreads over
It
the
spreads.
days. Yeah. For the
and
other
then-
part,
Yeah.
you grab Arcturus and
And-
Maeve.
I would do Maeve on a different date, like
Okay.
one of the other days, and then
Sure.
I would do the Shadowfell stuff one day, but I'll do Maeve stuff first. 'Cause
Okay.
I would be more interested and learn more about Elenaster first.
Not a
before the
problem.
Shadowfell stuff.
Yeah, so you grab Maeve one day, and the pair of you
Yes.
head towards the Emerald Library to learn a little bit more about it. And what was it that you wanted to learn specifically about the Emerald Library?
More like the Elenaster government. Maybe if they have maybe some books on like maybe a famous prison there or something. Maybe I can find out more about like maybe some infrastructure there, like what they usually make their buildings out of, stuff of that nature. I would like to like learn basically the government more, and then more about their laws
Yeah.
and stuff of that nature.
So Maeve as well, you both find this information out. You basically start to read and start to uncover that the government per se are known as echoes within Elenaster, and they are formed by 4 or 5 different people governing bodies. One of which is like an arc druid. And the rest are basically that they represent a different season, and they are an echo of that season. So there's the echo of winter, the echo of summer, the echo of spring, and such. And basically this court of echoes govern the whole of Elenaster and all of the different towns and cities. As for prisons, Sychel, which is the capital city of Elenaster, is also the founding city of the Golden Order. Before 700 plus years ago, there was obviously another city, which you've all heard about as you've gone by, but there are records here that state that the city was called Symmetra. And this city vanished 700 years ago during the Age of Darkness, which is, some say, Orthodox's doing, which was this wizard that was a very, very powerful wizard. He was the Archmage of Elenasta. He had a tower there called the Cathalone Tower, which still stands today, but there are some iffy magics to do with it, apparently. The Seychelles was always the military city of Elenasta. So when Symmetra vanished, they only thought it was natural to make the biggest military place the new capital. So there are dungeons, there are prisons, there are military barracks. This place is up the wazoo with all sorts of military-natured individuals. There is the echoes themselves don't live in houses. There is a gigantic fuck-off tree in the middle of the city that they live in, like the roots and branches of. It's very foresty and all that sort of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much that regarding Seychelles as a whole.
Yeah, Andros would like take out like something and just cross in his notes. Prison breakout? Very unlikely.
Yeah, if that
take
ever
note
crossed
of
your
it.
mind, reading some of this, you'd just be like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andros seems a little nervous about that idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's a lot of.
And Maeve, is there anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I would be more interested in the Golden Order itself, who the leader was, if there's any mention of a murder, duel, anything like that.
I'm gonna have to jump to another notepad. Give
I would
me
just
a
like to say
second.
Andros would be sharing this information to Maeve as he reads it. Like
Yeah.
he would pass it.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Let's have a little look. I've just got to find the correct note. I've got so many notes. Right. Yes, so it's on here somewhere. This one? Sorry, I'll be there in 2 seconds. I've got about 4,000 Google Docs full stacked with notes. Right, okay. I think I'm there. Yes. So the original Golden Order leader was by the man by name of Ursent. His name was I don't have his surname right down. His name was Ursent. He was the leader of the Golden Order, and his death was quite a few years ago now. He died due to a duel with a criminal that had apparently stolen some goods from the capital city of Seychelles. There is no name, there is no mention of who this criminal was or who they worked for, but some goods were stolen, and in an attempt of retreat from these people, Ursent was one of the leads that challenged them outside of the gates, to which one of them struck him down. His belongings, including a cloak, was missing on his body, as well as a few other items which seem to have been looted by these individuals when they murdered him. There was a huge manhunt for this individual that went on through Elenasta, but again, no names are mentioned. It's like they were there, but they're like stricken out, and you kind of can't see the names that are there now because they've like been blacked out for some reason. And yeah, there's just information that due to this, the Golden Order never had another leader since. And there was more of a council for the Golden Order, where there was like a multitude of people that now led it.
Does it mention anything that happened to the person? Like, did they find them? Did they put them in like
No mention.
prison? No mention. Like, of what
Because
happened
this is,
to them afterwards.
you got to remember, you're in Craddock, so
Right,
the
okay.
information that you're getting has been drip fed from other sources.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Um,
that's the information that you get on that.
And the Date of the Dead sort of lines up with what would make sense, what Maeve knows.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
It's very similar in timelines. Yeah.
And there's no description. I don't know. There wouldn't have been a description of the criminal.
There's
No.
no one, according to these records, they do not know who the criminal is. There were names written down, but it looks like whatever name they had originally written down has been stricken from records because maybe it wasn't that person, or it was like, you know, information that they decided no longer to share.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. That's you two done with that.
Yes.
Now
then
we
I'll
go.
get to the Shadowfell. Yeah.
Then we go to the Shadowfell stuff, and I will say at this point, Ahad, for some reason, you're looking into Shadowfell the same day as the other two guys. Woo woo.
Hey.
Okay, so Shadowfell stuff. My word. Notes. I hope you're ready.
Watch this whole session. Yeah.
The earliest known conscious interaction of the peoples of Eros with the plane of the shadow was in the year 680. 20 years before the Age of Darkness itself. The records indicate that Orthodax, one of the most powerful wizards to have walked on Eros, was studying planar travel. Before becoming the Archmage of Symmetra, Orthodax and his studies said that he visited many different planes, including the plane of shadows. Most of his knowledge was presumably lost with the fall of Orthodax when he closed the rift alongside the Illuminated, and his tower underwent an arcane surge, causing a rift of and then it's in quotation marks, Dunamancy. It then says, notes on the Shadowfell were shared across Northern Veritas in the year 685, all documented by Orthodax and his team. The Shadowfell existed as sort of a counterpart to the Feywild in the sense that it was a reflection, or an echo, of the material plane itself. Unlike the Feywild, it was bleak, desolate place full of decay and death. Orthodax's notes specifically say a quote from him, "It is the destructive plane of gloom, shadow, and destruction. It is the concealed place that despises the light. It is the border of worlds unknown." His descriptive writings of the Shadowfell is that the most striking and immediate impression a visitor of the plane of shadows would experience was the lack of color and light. There is no sun, there are no moons, there are no stars. It is just a vault of an inky black sky, and all things looked as if the color has been leached out of them, leaving nothing but black and white, which in the dimness was more like dark black and light black. Any light sources would only illuminate half the distance you would in the real world. Flames and fires would give off less heat, and spells that dealt with light and fire were less predictable and prone to failure. Whereas any necrotic or shadow spells seemed enhanced. On the other hand, although the lights would not illuminate as far, any light source on the plane could be spotted at a distance of up to 10 times its normal range because of the bleakness of this place. And shadowy illumination magics would grow and expand more than what they would in the material plane. Gravity seemed normal in the Shadowfell, and nothing really changed in that sense. But many people have come up with many rumors that they believe that it was actually an extract from the ethereal plane that tore and stripped itself from the ethereal plane, making its own duplicate plane. And there goes on to be a few more sightings within these books. You also find a small part, a very, very small part. It doesn't go into too much detail. It seems like a bit of a sore spot for Craddock's history. But the necromancers that killed Killiker Ravenson, one of the idols of Craddock, they believed to have Shadowfell ties, as they were summoning shadowy creatures to attack his tower before they collapsed it. Many of these cultists and necromancers were killed. However, some believe that they may have been the reason for the plague and famine that infested the lands to begin with, and that they took a personal vendetta against Craddock itself. But that was nearly 300 years ago. And that's the stuff that you find on Shadowfell, which is a lot.
Interesting.
Basically, not a nice place.
I mean, it could be nice to some people.
True. But yeah, that's what you guys find out about Shadowfell, and all three of you find that. I'll say that you get like snippets each from the different books that you study over the course of time.
Nice.
And is that everything for Andros?
My thing with Grint. So on the last half day, I would just basically ask Grint if he wanted to go out, maybe train a little bit, maybe help train Oscar as well. I mean, because he wants to train to be a knight. Maybe they can put their heads together and train a bit, and
Okay. So it's in combat training, I assume, yeah?
Yeah, combat training,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Not a problem. Yeah, so you spend half a day. To begin with, Oscar seems to be referring to Grint and listening to his instructions. And then Andros, if you try to give some pointers, Oscar almost looks at Grint like for an approving nod, and if he gives the nod, then he carries out whatever Andros asks. But he seems very intent on following his master's orders, and if his master agrees with Andros, then he will partake. But yeah, you guys bond a little bit with some sparring.
Do we?
Well, that's up to you. Is that it? Is that everything?
That is everything Andros would be doing.
Awesome.
Do we hug?
No.
No hugging.
No hugging. It's combat.
Okay.
Get
Yeah.
over yourself.
Can I just cut shortly into that? When we since I didn't after the whole Shadowfell research, if Andros is willing, I would like to have a chat with him and just walk up to him and be like, we haven't been getting along well before. But getting into Craddock, we kind of did stuff together, and you were very, very helpful. So I don't know. I just thought I wanted to let you know that was very impressive, the things you did. And also sorry that the way we reacted to you after the serpent fight. And yeah, if you ever wants to chat, I'm open.
Andros would give Erhard a hug and say, "Thank you. I appreciate those words."
Well, I will hug him back and just tell him like, power can be very tempting. I know that for a fact, but sometimes it can also be overwhelming. So if you ever need a hand or anyone to share with, I'm sure all of us are very willing to help you out.
Appreciate that. We will have to have a bit of a more chat on the road. I feel like we don't get to talk very much. Last time we had a really big discussion was right before you got cornered by those guys in Arkenvale, it feels like. But I appreciate you. You're a I know Shion says you're a coward, and I think I've said it once. You're not. Just learn to stick up for yourself. Don't let people push you around. You offer a lot to this group.
I try to do my best, and I know that. And I guess it's where I'm coming from, also approaching you about this. It's I've experienced that the power can get out of hand, and so sometimes I don't want to be endangering to others as well as myself.
Trust me, we saw. You're fine. It's an accident, right? Just like someone knocking me out was an accident, and me reacting the way I did wasn't right of me either. But you're good, and I appreciate you talking to me.
yeah, let's chat more. Also with the rest. Like we all, I believe we all appreciate each other, and
I hope so.
we want the best for each other. So let's
I hope so.
let's make sure of that. And I hope you're good. Also with your hand.
Still a work in progress. I'll talk to you about that another time, though.
Sure. Same here. I'm working on stuff.
Great.
Awesome. And as we wrap up everyone's apart from Arcturus's, Arcturus, I believe obviously you wanted to delve into the Shadowfell a little bit yourself, which you've done. You wanted to do some alchemy stuff, is that correct?
Yes, that is
Okay,
true.
so I don't know if you saw, but I did give you the alchemy listings of the common recipes, which you already have.
You did.
So you can make stuff like alchemist's fire, potions for climbing, potions for swimming, and smoke bombs. But if you wanted to extend that a little more and find some more recipes within the city, that's definitely something you can do. As like I said to Maeve earlier, apothecaries and alchemists are very much a big thing in Craddock, so this is the perfect place to do so. So let me pull up my other notes real quick while I go over to Crafting and Gathering 101. Let's go.
Crafting for dummies.
Yeah. So, some of the available recipes within Craddock is in an uncommon recipe, so slightly better than what you can do at the moment. Potions of fire breath, so it's fire breathing potions, which last an hour. And when you drink it, you can breathe fire for a certain amount of time, setting fire to all different things. There is a potion of growth, which when drank, you double in size, giving you benefits to strength-related things. There is also potions of resistances, with this one recipe gives you the ingredients for all the different types of elemental resistances. And finally, potions of water breathing. And I would just double check the cost of these. It is 50 to 100 gold for each recipe. So you tell me which ones you're interested in, and I'll tell you the price.
I would like to have resistances at least.
Yep, that one is 75 gold. So if you want that one, by all means, mark off 75 gold.
And I want the growth one.
And the growth one as well, not a problem. Perfect. That one's 50 gold. That's a little bit cheaper. Yeah, so you get yourselves the 2 recipes, and you see all the ingredients on there. And for each one to get 1 potion's worth of ingredients is 75 gold in ingredients. So you tell me how much ingredients you want for each one, and yeah, we can do that.
Let's go for 2 times the amount of resistances.
Yep. And is there any particular resistance you're after? Because it is acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, thunder. You can choose which ones you want for the ingredients, because it's a different ingredient depending on which resistance.
But it won't affect the price, right?
It'll be 75 gold for 1 potion's worth of that resistance. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna think about that, and I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, we can do that after the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely fine, not a problem. Yeah, and do you want 2 of the growth as well?
Yeah, 2 of the growth. Yeah.
Perfect. And then, are you wanting to try and brew this over this time? Is that something you want to do?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then, can I have an alchemist supplies check using your... I think it's your intelligence, if I remember rightly. Let me just look at your sheet real quick. Yes, yeah, intelligence. So go down to your alchemy supplies, click on it, and it'll ask you what stat you want to use.
That's an 11.
Is that okay? Okay, so the first one, which one do you make first?
I'll start with the growth one.
Okay, so your first growth one Unfortunately, unless do you have a way to give yourself a buff, like a? Because I know Maeve has guidance. Do you have a
yeah,
way to
I
give
don't
yourself like that
think
edge?
So, no, that's investigation. Yes.
If not,
yes.
You do. What
yes.
do you have?
Whenever you make a. Oh wait. You're also proficient with one tool of choice.
Yep.
Whenever you make ability check with the chosen skill, to roll d4.
So you get a D4 on top. There you
yeah.
go. So 12's the DC. So no matter what you roll, you succeed it. There you go. So it takes you, to begin with, the first one of any creation is 24 hours for this one. So it takes you a full day. But afterwards, you manage to make a growth potion. Do you want to try and make anything else? Do you want to make a resistance one? We'll decide what type it is.
Yeah, I want to try a
after,
resistance one.
Sure, make me another alchemist supplies check, please.
Which is an
There we
18.
go. And yeah, again, another 24 hours down, and you do manage to make one. And I will say that you can make one more potion in this time, because you obviously got to sleep as well. So you can make either one, and it only takes 18 hours for whichever one you choose next. So which one do you want to do?
Let's try with another resistances.
Perfect. Yeah, make the roll.
Which is a 17.
17? Perfect. So, as is there anything else that you wanted to do during this downtime, or are you? Because obviously you spent some time researching for the Shadowfell and that sort of thing. Is there anything else you wanted to
Yeah,
do?
the only thing I wanted to try is to find the ingredients to
Incense.
form the ritual. Okay,
Yes.
the incenses. Yeah.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Hard, you two go on a little shopping spree to buy the ingredients for alchemy as well as the incense and stuff. Is it 10 golds worth?
Just gonna check.
I think it's 10 or
yeah,
15.
the spell says
I
10.
think
It's 10. There you go. So how much gold's worth would you both like to collect and buy?
Let's go
10 per
with,
casting.
Yeah. I'll need some spare because I'm quite reckless with data.
yeah.
So I'll take up 3.
Sure, yeah, so take 30 gold off, and hard for you.
I think I will actually take 50.
50 gold's worth, yeah, it doesn't surprise me with Olaf. Not a problem. So yeah, you guys buy a load of incense, you do your little shopping trip, and then we wrap up for the 3.5 days. And as you all have had your downtime days and finally get back together and meet back up, it is this... Yeah? What's that?
I don't think we need to like necessarily RP it or whatever, but while having my little play date with Arcturus, I think I would like to talk to him about the effects of the serpent. No, not the serpent, but the flower depression thingy,
pulsing,
inward looking
yeah.
thing, pulse. Like to ask him about his family, how he did, missing home, maybe stuff like that, how he's dealing with that, because Erhard also realized that he actually has kind of those feelings that he kept under wraps and wasn't really going into, because he kind of thought it's past and why worry about that, but evidently it's still there, and yeah.
Yeah, and the two of you
insight on that.
The two of you converse, talking about families and talking about like where you come from and the things that you used to do and those memories that were brought to fruition because of this pulsing necrotic energy. And yeah, is there anything you want to add to that, Tim?
No.
Do you? I assume you tell him about your sister and stuff though. Like you inform him of what he like mentions about your family.
I guess. Well, the main problem is that I'm not forgetting about my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I feel there's there's no real connection in this city.
Yep.
With knowledge of a certain city where she might have been.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are some like bits and the thingies about her that I will share. Not the full story, but just a few.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
generally just about, conversing about the past, but obviously also conversing about how he might be feeling, stuff like that. Just to
You have a little,
kind
you
of
have, you have a
converse
little
together,
bonding
get to
session. You
know
have a
each
little
other
bonding
more,
session
yeah.
where you talk it out. But yeah, as we come to the end of your downtime of 3.5 days plus the festival, you all are getting ready, waiting for Eliash's arrival. When the doors open and Eliash walks in, and as she does, you see she looks healthy. She looks well as she walks on in, and she smiles at you all. She goes, well, it's a pleasure to see you all once again. I guess my next question for you all is, where to next? And that is where we will end tonight's session, as Eliash comes in asking the all-important question of where we're going next. And, yeah, unfortunately, guys, that's the last canon campaign session of the year, ending on 56, is it? Are we on 56? Yeah, 56.
56.
Yeah, it's
50
crazy.
cents.
50 Cent, yeah. He will be appearing in January for the for the guest appearance.
50 grand.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I have 3 weeks, Onion. I have 3 weeks.
Do it.
To do what? Message 50 Cent?
No. Oh, I can get 50 cent.
Yeah, me
Somewhat.
too. I got some in my wallet.
No, we're good.
Exactly.
No.
I
as
got you.
much-
No
yeah,
worry. Expect it. First week of we come back in January, folks. It's happening. Don't worry.
No,
Special appearance.
no.
And it will all be politically correct.
Yes.
I am
thank you,
promising
Red.
this now. It
Yes,
will all be
yes,
very PC, and we won't be doing anything that will get us cancelled.
Thank you very
Yes.
much there
No
for that
cancel
clarification.
things. Yep.
I was going to have that chat after the stream. But why not on it? Also, Tim, thank you very much for shouting out our good friend 50 Cent. So we're going to go around the room, tell the people where you can find us when we're not here, whether that be on Twitch or in chat rooms or on Discords. Tim, why don't you take it away?
Yes. Let me start with, you can find me at Twitch, YouTube, sometimes in a Twitch channel and sometimes in a Discord channel, because there's a lot of stuff going on. So we're still finding our way. But hey, it's Natural Havoc, so I'm here every week. At least I'm here, and on YouTube every week, where we have the episode. Don't forget to sub on the channel. Happy holidays.
Awesome, and I would like to formally apologize to all the people from Holland because I've just seen Argentina won.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm also gutted for you guys. I'm gutted.
Dang. Talk the big game.
Now I'm rooting for England, and please,
Let's
Matt,
go!
smash Argentina.
Yeah,
Do
well,
it for us.
sorry for the interruptions. Eagle, take it away.
Guys, I'm Eagle. You can find me over the Eagle Outlaw on Twitch, and YouTube as well, and a lot of other different places. Honestly, you just at me anywhere, you'd probably find me. To be honest with you, because I like talking to people. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed the session. Hope you guys have a happy holidays. Make sure you all follow all the socials, all that stuff, and it's just it's gonna be a great holiday season. Just Christmas time. And it's very lovely, and
Mistletoe and wine.
mistletoe and wine, and maybe a Natural Havoc rap to be coming to start the new year off.
Oh God. Natural Havoc doesn't exist anymore. We're done here.
Cancel.
Cancelled. See ya. No, and below Eagle, the rap god apparently. We have Smitty Jane. Take it away.
Hello, I'm Smitty. You can find me over on Smitty Jane on Twitch, and not on YouTube unless you watch our Natural Havoc YouTube videos, but otherwise not really. Anyway, I'm playing some Red Dead Redemption at the moment, which I'm really enjoying. It is so good. However, I'm not going to be here for 10 days. I am flying out tomorrow to Ireland, so I will not be streaming because I still don't know how to bring my setup with me in a plane and not damage it. So that's the thing. But I will not be here for the next session, whatever it is. one shot. I don't know what is happening. So I want to wish you all
Not
happy,
confirmed.
merry, whatever it is, whatever is happening next Friday. I'm not there. So I want to wish everybody happy holidays now, and then see you next year.
Awesome, thank you. And across the screen we have Resray. God, what the hell happened to my voice? Resray. There you go.
I apologize to everyone for the amount I was yawning at the end of the session. It's been a very, very long week. Also, if as just as a heads up, if England do win tomorrow, it was my last Natural Havoc session today because I live in Scotland, for those of you who don't know, and I will be murdered. Aside from that, Eagle being confused about how Scottish people really hate English people. And you should have seen it in Euros. Anyway,
Good reason.
true. I do RPG games. At the moment, I'm playing Pokemon. I'm going to be starting Fallout probably over the next week or so. So that's going to be funky and fun, and we're all going to enjoy that, aren't we? And last thing I'd just like to point out is that 50 Cent was playing no game, which is pretty accurate because 50 Cent plays no games.
Rude.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he has no game. I thought you were going to call him out.
Well, he is not the game.
Careful, you might get shot.
Oh, because... Oh, Triple H. Let's go.
Time to play
Onion, please, no. Let's get ready to suck it!
It's not the same, but sure.
Above,
literally is.
Above Res, we have Zeb. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Agent Zeb. I stream on Twitch sometimes, but just not when I plan for it because children and work and all that. But yeah, soon again I will appear on my streams over on Agent Zeb. I play lots of variety, strategy, indie games, and strategy. I mentioned strategy, RPGs. Anyway, and also training my wife to play Divinity with me. So we just finished the tutorial the other day, and we actually we planning to get on stream together.
I'm going to save your bacon here. Teaching my wife.
Never say training your wife.
Training?
Never.
Training makes it sound like she's a dog. So, teaching
to train my wife.
your wife.
It was
Yeah,
nice knowing you.
Well, with the approach, my
Let's
wife
hope-
is
let's
aiming
hope she's
for-
not
but anyway,
watching.
okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm playing with her.
Awesome.
Playing games with her. God damn it. Just cut me out now.
And above Zeb, we have Lan. Lan, take it away.
Hello, my name is Lan. I lurk on the interwebs a lot, and I'm technically part of the Team Logic and L channel, but you know, life and stuff. I hope to be in the next year. I hope to be there for full sessions again because my maternity leave will hopefully kick in at some point. So there will be more Shion. Also, really looking forward to the Natural Havoc rap, probably rapped by 50 Cent. Because 50 Cent does it. I mean, come on, it could be a
Getting
hit,
prepared.
and you know,
Already getting
maybe,
written up.
maybe we can get some, you know, revenue out of it, so we can get our adventures animated.
So instead of Inda Club, it's going to be called Inda Tavern.
Something like that, yeah.
We're going to be hitting him up on Cameo.
Oh god, no. But yeah, on another note, thank you guys for being here. Get rid of that 50 Cent straight away. 50 Grints. Hello, I'm Onion. I do oniony and soupy things over on the Onion Soup channel. I have recently not been streaming so much because voice. So I started streaming again on Wednesday, which was fun. And we were doing some Scarlet and Violet, and it was really, really good fun. And I actually got quite far into it, I think, considering I haven't played in a while. So if you like that sort of stuff, come on over. I'm going to be streaming a bit more over Christmas because I'm going to have some extra time off, I think. And I will play Plague Tale Innocence at some, not Innocence, Requiem at some point. But it will be probably a bit closer to Christmas or just after it. So yeah. There you go. Awesome. That's me. Right. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for sticking around for an extra long session because I went longer to try and wrap things up. Who are we raiding?
Very fittingly, we are raiding a party who is doing a Christmas one-shot.
Nice.
Wait,
they are called
Does it
the
include
Bard's
Blood and Dust,
Playhouse.
perhaps?
I hope they don't listen back to this VOD, but some look like them. Sorry, guys.
Oh God.
Also,
Oh,
if you guys
God.
need something
for
to watch
yourself.
over Christmas, there is a one-shot on that Natural Have a YouTube channel.
And for next week, we haven't confirmed or not confirmed if we're doing something yet. But we have a few people that can't be here, so there's only a few of us left. So if we do something, we will post it on the socials and on the Discords and stuff. But if we don't do something, then we'll let you know either way. So yeah, it's all good. It's gone a little cray over here. All right.
Natural Havoc plays Fortnite.
Oh God.
No, please. Let's not bring Fortnite into this.
Oh no.
Rocket League.
Really though, before we actually just raid out, please keep in mind on like announcements and stuff, because I know there might be some New Year's stuff that could be happening in Natural Havoc, right? There might be some stuff planned in the future. We don't know. Not entirely sure yet, but I just want to maybe put that out there because it's getting close to next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he says.
Snooze. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We will be back for definite with canon campaign goodness on the 6th of January. So, hope you all have a wonderful Christmas if we don't see you until then. Yeah, have a great new year, guys. I hope it's wonderful. You drink plenty, eat plenty, and don't do anything any of our characters or Galoin wouldn't do. So yeah, let's raid on out.
More Galoin.
That's a stretch.
Don't do anything that
Basically-
Grint wouldn't do.
Basically,
Just
you're free.
Galoin.
You're free.
Just Galoin.
Keep your brains.
Pretty much, right?
Don't do
Right,
what the
cool.
rest of us would do.
We're gonna raid out. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being here on the YouTubes, on the Twitches, and all that good stuff. We're gonna raid out. Much love. Catch you later, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye. 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 Bye.